always in our clubhouse getting high. Super fuckers! Everybody wishes we would die. Super fuckers! Here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking run and hide.
It's the Pizza Party Podcast. Who are you people?
I am Nolan.
I'm Keith.
We have another person on here. Who are you?
Oh, hey, I'm Jim. How's it going?
Yeah, where are you from, Jim?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm in New York, but I'm from, I guess I was in nockFORCE, you know.
Hopefully people remember, like, actually watching nockFORCE, or at least when I mentioned it in the top 10 animated bands. How would you describe it, that online cartoon of what exactly?
I guess it was just us talking into mics, and then we'd animate our conversations,
Yeah.
you know. And it's just two guys hanging out, having fun.
Living the dream.
In magical Brooklyn, you know.
Can I ask, like, how did it start again?
We were just hanging out a lot, and we wanted to work on something. And it took, like, I think it was like a year to develop it. And originally it was more like the episode, you know, the one that's episode 1?
Yeah.
It was more like that. And then I think one day Ian was like, hey, maybe we should just try this. Just have us talk, because that's funnier. And just animate and see where that goes. And that was kind of like, and we just like, I mean, it really was like a year of us. No one knew what we were working on. And then it happened. And I think it was like exactly a year to the day almost that we graduated from college and nockFORCE went up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just like, we were just spending that year like working, you know, when we had, you know, got off from work or whatever, we would work on it a couple times a week. And then eventually we had music and all this stuff, and then it all kind of came out together. I don't know. Was that too long of an answer? But
I guess so.
It's fine.
For the next video, it's going to be top 10 worst animated intros. I was going to do Dragon Ball Evolution, but I wanted to get both parts of it done before I upload them.
Mhm.
Yeah. So let's get into the news. Unless someone has anything else to add.
Wait, Jim.
What's
are
up?
you and Ian really rappers, or?
No. It was really us rapping. I don't know. My rapping skills are gone, but at the time we were like practicing every day. So at the time we were rappers, and that was really us. But
I really do love the party song, and
oh, thank you.
yeah, that one. And also,
Are you guys gonna release an album?
well, I know they're saved onto one of your Tumblrs, right?
I put them up on the Dropbox and then put a post on Tumblr. Because they hadn't been up for 4 years, and then I re-put them up because someone asked me about it. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'll link people to it in the description here. But let's get into the news.
It's a mystery just how we do it. Come along and don't Nancy Drew it.
It's a party and we know it getting messed up. Why the hell else would you get dressed up?
I'm still at this party. If I brought someone else, I'd probably say sorry. Cause these fucking poser boys are hardly hardy. Bust my sparks at my fly and surprise everybody.
Okay, the director of Food Fight is creating a Tetris movie.
Yes.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Yep.
Tetris, the movie by the guy who created Food Fight, one of the worst animated movies ever made.
Next to the Top Cat movie.
We haven't seen the Top Cat movie.
Did the people who own Tetris know this, or is he just saying this?
Well,
It's happening. It's apparently there's a company that's solely dedicated to Tetris, the Tetris Company, and it's going to be a big sci-fi movie about Tetris.
yeah.
I hope one of the Tetris pieces are played by Tyler Perry.
And this is basically a big initiative by Threshold Animations and Universal to like start making brand movies. So like soon we'll maybe see a Mr. Clean movie or some other kind of brand that's on the store shelves or whatever.
Well, maybe eventually they'll make a Brand X movie.
Oh, dude. You're a visionary.
Generic brand, the movie. You got soda, you got beer, all the brands, like white on black text. That's all you need.
Well, I mean, they have that Ouija board movie coming out, so I guess you can make a movie out of anything, theoretically. Or Lego movie.
I
want Mr. Clean to be voiced by Vin Diesel.
I mean, I had doubts when they made a Lego movie, but I don't What can you do with a Tetris movie and make it sci-fi?
All the ships are blocks, and like once they interlock, they form a giant super ship. Oh my god! What if like the climax is like one of the ships has to sacrifice itself by combining with one of the ships to like make every one explode?
It's just one block trying to fit in, and he realizes once he fits in, everyone dies.
Or it could be like a cube type horror movie. Or there's so many different ways you could do. You could do a different type of movie for every Tetris movie.
Like each,
and just keep like
give each
like
Tetris. Give each Tetris shape its own movie. You got the T movie, you got the L movie, and then it ends on the best one, the long Tetris block movie.
Yeah, but then
I would say.
But then the worst one is like that weird like 4 block where it's like only one of them are connected, so it looks like a lightning bolt.
That's the worst block ever. No, that's gonna be the worst movie of them all.
If there was a Tetris Attacks movie, I would see that, but not a regular Tetris movie. I don't know.
A Tetris Attack movie will be like a horror movie.
Yeah, it's like Aliens, but with Tetris blocks, and when like they finally lock the last one in, one of the Tetris blocks goes, "I finally got you, you son of a bitch."
That's Space Invaders. It's just blocks. It's just those invaders just going side to side, and eventually they land.
Yeah.
Alien Invader movie.
In other news, 2015 Cartoon Network's getting Transformers Robots in the Sky, a new Transformers TV show with no Optimus. It's with Bumblebee hosting because I guess Optimus died, and the visuals are going to be 3D, but they're cel-shaded.
Wait, without Optimus, didn't they do that before and it was a huge failure in the 80s?
Oh, yeah.
The one that was after the one that was after the movie.
Wasn't it
the cartoon movie?
Was that Beast
I don't know
Wars?
what. This was like this was way before Beast Wars, and it was, I think, right?
Yeah, before Beast Wars, because like after they made that movie, they killed off Optimus in the animated movie back in '88 or '89, and the didn't the toys like plummet in sales?
Yeah, well, their whole theory behind it was really flawed because they were like, we need to introduce new characters so then the toys would be popular again, but it kind of like just helped the descent in toy sales keep going downward because they like took out what was recognizable and everyone was like, what the hell is this? What is this? And they like weren't interested at all.
Seemed like
it seemed
like a good idea at the time.
I mean, I'm sure in a corporate meeting they were like really into it, but
like on paper it sounds fine, but then like in execution it's just kind of like, well,
let's kill off the fucking mascot of Transformers.
And then make a cassette tape robot.
Yeah, but I know that affected the G.I. Joe animated movie afterwards because they wanted to kill off G.I. Joe or whatever, Duke, the main guy, but they just said, they like shot him, but he just fell limp, and they said he went into a coma.
Oh yeah, no, it was like afterwards because it was all animated. Towards the end, when they're celebrating that they won, someone just yells out, "And Duke's okay!" And then they're all like, "Yay, Duke's okay too!" But it looked like they just did not think it over at all.
They didn't even show his face or like him walking up.
Oh no, not at all. They just have someone yelling it, and I don't even think the mouth was synced up.
It's like
pretty.
It's like Sonic X in Chaos, where everyone was like, "We got all the people out in time" when Chaos attacked the city.
No. Like at the end, it just says "the end" and Duke's okay. That's all it is. They could have just had like a Weekend at Bernie's scene where they're just carrying Duke's dead body around.
The only thing I know about G.I. Joe is that there was a movie with Dwayne in it, and also that one kid was hiding in a fridge in one of the PSAs.
Oh yeah, that's classic internet, all those parody PSAs.
See, I learned real life skills from those PSAs, and then like 15 years later, they were like, people were making fun of them. It was like, hey, that's how I learned how to tread water. But, oh well. That's what happens when you watch too much TV. You're like, oh, I shouldn't go in a refrigerator that's in the middle of nowhere. Good to know.
Oh, unless you're being blown up with a nuclear explosion, it's totally okay to go into a fridge.
Oh, well, if you're doing that, obviously. They put that in the exception in the PSA. They just cut that out later.
In other news, Disney XD is getting a Guardians of the Galaxy animated series. And they showed a preview trailer, and it's Flash animated, but it looks really amazing, and I think it's Titmouse. I don't know.
It looks Titmouse. It's really flashy and like colorful.
Hopefully it's
The designs
Titmouse.
look-
Oh, it'll suck.
The designs look pretty good, but Disney's pretty in-house with that stuff, so I don't know. I haven't looked at who is doing it.
Yeah, probably just Marvel Animation
But, don't-
Studios or whatever. But
I mean, Disney's gotten a little better TV-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, not like really good, but and that's the kind of the kind of comic that would work really well with a cartoon. You'd think at least, but who knows?
yeah, I mean, no one would have ever thought like something like Guardians of the Galaxy would ever be successful, and it's now like the highest grossing movie I think this year.
Maybe because like the trailer was like the premise was so weird that people had to see it.
It's
I guess.
got a talking squirrel. I got to see this.
Raccoon, damn it! Fuck.
Close enough.
Don't you make fun of the raccoon husbando, man. Come on now.
Okay, other news. DHX Media is creating a Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs cartoon, and it's going to be 2D animation.
Well, that's good.
It's like Chris Miller and Phil Lord are involved, though, right? It's just like,
Oh, no, wait, no, I meant a 2D animated TV series. Never mind.
but like the guys who made the movies aren't involved whatsoever. I don't think.
I don't know. I think they're busy making movies and not working on TV.
Yeah. So,
Were they involved in the second movie?
I think they.
yeah, weren't they? In some regard. I don't think they directed it though.
I mean, I love the first one, and the second one was okay, but the designs were really good in the second one.
Yeah.
It's a shame that they're not going to be working as directors on the second Lego movie.
Well, what? They're not?
They're producers.
No. Well, it's one of the guys who helped direct it, who's like a robot chicken guy or something.
He was
So
the
it's like,
Oh, sorry. Go on.
yeah, he was. No, you're right. I think you're right. I think he was the animation director of it, and he's just the director. So
It was
I mean,
Chris
it could
McKay.
work.
I think Chris McKay was the name. As I think. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. But if like they're not there, like I don't know, would it be as good? Because they're like, but who knows? I mean, maybe they're not the reason it was good in the first place.
Well, they have a brand of self-awareness to it, so I'm sure that was the main reason why Lego Movie was good. Hopefully. One of the reasons.
Oh yeah, there's another Lego movie coming out with Batman as a star, right?
I mean, I'm sure they're busy working on the next several hundred sequels to 22 Jump Street.
Yeah. 23 Jump Street, 24 Jump Street.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I thought they shot that down at the end of 22 Jump Street, but apparently they're like, Sony's like, no, we're going to make as many of these as we possibly can for forever.
One where they go into space.
It's gonna go on forever. Space School. Oh, that reminds me of this 80s cartoon that my friend was telling me about. It's called Galaxy High. Apparently, like, in the first episode, this kid screwed up in school, so they decided, like, to launch him into space to go to Galaxy High.
Well, that's
Incredible.
the sequel to Sky High.
I don't know how hard you have to fuck up just to be sent into orbit from your own school.
Well, the 80s were a different time. They used to do that like every other week. If you screwed up, they're like, sending you to space. That's
You're
just
not
how it went.
anymore. Get the fuck out of here.
That was like Reagan's whole thing. He just sent everything into space. It just got really old. You know.
Wasn't there, like, Fonzie in space?
There was
I think so.
I swear that was a thing.
There was
I know there was Gilligan's Planet.
Friday the 13th in space.
and Josie and the Pussycats went to space. Anytime your franchise is really ran out of ideas, you send it to space.
Or the future. Like Turtles Fast Forward.
Oh god, yeah, that was the Sonic X of the Turtles' career.
Like the only show that takes place that was sent to the future and was actually good was Batman Beyond. Everything else was garbage.
Yeah, well,
It just becomes like Marvel 2099, and then you forget about it in a year.
Where else can we do? Send it to the future, and that's it.
well, didn't Marvel also do like a noir universe where they like sent characters back to the past and it was like really dark and grim, 1930s, Great Depression stuff?
Maybe.
I remember the zombies. Marvel.
I was at the comic book store and I found like Spider-Man 1490 or something where he was like in Victorian times.
Incredible.
Ooh. They'll put Spider-Man anywhere. But last bit of news. Okay, last week I talked about this, but yeah, now it's confirmed that Pendleton Ward, creator of Adventure Time, quits the show because he says, quote, it was driving me nuts.
That's it?
And he says if he's going to make another show, and not right now, he has no interest. He says he's still writing and storyboarding on the show, but prefers to stay at home, eating pizza, working on his own ideas, and playing video games with the lights off and curtains closed. So he's still somewhat involved in the show.
Rest in pieces, Pendleton Ward.
I gotta wonder, like, what he's gonna do next, or if he's gonna make another cartoon or no.
Oh, he's got those sweet Adventure Time checks. I don't know why you would,
Yeah.
Although,
Like, eventually that'll dry up, and he's like, I gotta make another cartoon. Bravest Warriors! Oh, wait, no, that's already a cartoon.
Oh, wait, that's the same thing. It's basically Finn in space.
Basically.
Not really. I'm imagining it's gonna be like SpongeBob, where it's gonna run forever.
Yeah, Pendleton Ward's going to be the next Matt Groening.
Oh yeah, well they do know each other. I remember at like Comic-Con 2011, I think 2010. Matt Groening appeared on the Adventure Time panel, and he said, when Pendleton Ward was younger, I gave him some great advice, and I don't even remember what the advice was. And it's like, thanks for nothing.
Well, fuck you.
But speaking of
God damn it.
Matt Groening, let's get into the
Wait. Actually, I have another news bulletin.
Huh.
So, the Lego Movie sequel has been pushed back, and the release date of the original release date was given to a Lego Batman spinoff in the same universe as the Lego Movie. Will Arnett is scheduled to return, and it's being written by some dude who did, I don't know, but yeah.
Some dude,
Yes.
so we'll get a Lego Batman movie before we get another Batman movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wait, what's the date on that? Is that before Batman vs. Superman?
Yeah, does it tie in with Batman vs. Superman?
Here, let me see. Lego Batman movie.
Oh, I'll lose my mind. There's a Lego Justice League movie.
Yeah, I mean, like, Batman vs. Superman is going to have, like, every single person shoved in at the last second, like Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Aquaman. I mean, surely there's room for, like, Lego Batman and all the other versions of Batman.
Well, I think, didn't the Lego movie do better than, like, Man of Steel? So maybe that's financially a better idea, is to just do Lego Batman instead of,
Change the title to Lego Superman versus Lego Batman.
Yeah, stop rebooting Batman and just make him Legos. Like, what could go wrong? I mean, you can take him anywhere.
Yeah, he's a fucking Lego.
Yeah, you can take him to the Mega Bloks world. Take him to Toy Story.
He can fight the evil My Father's Foot when he steps on the Lego.
I mean, as long as they're making fun of Batman, like the last one, it'll work. But if they just like do a goofy Batman, I think we've done that enough.
Yeah, there was a TV special of Lego Batman already, but it had no self-referentialness to it about it being Legos. It was just Lego Batman.
Oh.
That's why the Lego movie worked, is that it was aware that it was Legos, as opposed to like stuff like Ninjago or something where it's Lego ninjas, but it's just any other show that happens to visually look like Legos.
All right, so I pulled up an article, and now Chris McKay is directing the Batman movie instead of the Lego movie sequel, and it's being written by the writer of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunters, Seth Grahame-Smith.
Awesome.
And, okay, so it's going to be a Ninjago movie in September 23rd, 2016. Lego Batman is released 2017, and then the Lego movie sequel will probably be released in 2018 or something.
Oh,
It seems like severe Legos.
They make one successful Lego movie, and now they're going to make everything a Lego movie. It's going to be like the video game thing, where they made Lego Star Wars, and now there's all these other Lego video games.
Mm-hmm. Now Roy Lee, Dan Lin, Phil Lord, and Chris Miller, in this article, they're quoted as the custodians of the Lego screen brand.
Custodians, so they like clean shit up that after they fuck it up, or what?
Yeah, basically.
They're like gonna get the story sawdust to clean up the vomit that these bad movies will make.
Phil, Chris, please clean this up. They ruined the Lego franchise again.
Yeah, so
For a Chronicles movie.
So basically, if if these credits are anything, the Lego franchise is dead. We killed it.
Yeah, one successful movie, a billion horrible sequels.
Good job, Nolan.
Yeah, this is what you get for wanting to have sex with Lego Benny and other guy Emmett.
I'm still mad we didn't get a Benny spinoff before fucking Batman. Bullshit.
Yeah, into space you go. Now let's get in. I guess
Lego into space and it's a Benny. Fuck.
Now for the topic or no?
Yep, go for it.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so the topic for this week is crossovers. Does anyone have any favorite crossovers for like cartoons or video games or whatever?
Nicktoons Unite the video game.
Not that again, no. You always bring up that terrible game and no one wants to play it. I know there was a Nickelodeon baseball, and it has mostly the newer cartoons, except for some reason, Ren and Stimpy are the only classic Nickelodeon characters in that game.
This is, what's a show that got canceled from Nick?
All of them?
I can't think of any Nickelodeon shows.
All of them that isn't SpongeBob?
Oh, right. Was Fanboy and Chum Chum?
I think so they were in there. I mean, I love Fanboy and Chum Chum's visuals, although the intro, like, already turned me off as, like, this is the most cringe-inducing thing I've ever watched. I don't want to watch this at all.
Is the intro just them saying their title?
Something like that. But Nolan, what's so great about this Nicktoons Unite? Tell us again.
It was written okay, and that was about it.
Yeah, and you keep wanting to want me to talk about this thing.
Well, I haven't asked you to talk about it in months.
You said, hey, if you cover the entire Nicktoons Unite franchise, the entire trilogy.
Oh yeah, I buy a Gotcha Force.
Yeah, someone please buy me the video game Gotcha Force, because I desperately need it, and it's so expensive on eBay. But I think my favorite, one of the best crossovers would have to be the Grim Adventures of Kids Next Door. Anyone remember that?
Oh, I hate that.
What's so bad about that?
Everybody was a fucking idiot.
Well,
you
Mandy...
couldn't tell that was fucking Mandy being number one. This is fucking bullshit.
Okay, well, if you remember, I think Billy just called on the phone and said, hey, Kids Next Door, can you help me out on this problem? And somehow Mandy wandered into, the Kids Next Door's moon base, and she took over the entire Kids Next Door.
Yeah, that's believable.
Yeah,
because the Kids Next Door are, naive idiots.
Yeah, best character on the show.
I'm a big Kids Next Door fan, so
it makes sense because the Kids Next Door are naive, stupid idiots who believe anything kids say.
They're 10 years old, and Mandy's the Mary Sue goth girl of the group.
The one that can't lose.
Of course, that's why you like her, you dumbass.
It's not my fault. She's the best character on the show. No, wait, no. I think the best character on the show is that spider Jeff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jeff.
Yeah. Anyone else have a favorite crossover?
What about you, Jeff?
I think the one I liked the most as a kid was Cartoon All Stars.
Oh no. Is this a joint?
What's up, Doc?
Huh? You're not a cop.
What's this? A joint? So what's the big attraction?
Just because.
What's this, a joint?
Well, that's one where, when it premiered, I was like, this is serious. All these cartoon characters are getting together to talk about how drugs are evil.
Yeah,
and then when I watch it now, it's, so preachy and horrible. I can't even get through it. It's shut up. Every time they're like, believe in yourself. They say that at least 150 times. I think I watched... What?
I think it'll be funnier if the cartoons were beating up the kids saying, hey, where's my fucking drug money? That would been funny.
This is what happens when you take drugs, you hallucinate these cartoon characters coming at you. I mean, what cartoons were in there? I don't remember, Bugs Bunny, Alf, I think.
Alf, Slimer, the Muppet Babies. Only Michelangelo, because the other turtles were getting high somewhere. And,
Michelangelo was the biggest stoner of the group, though.
This is a bunch of lies. How did Michelangelo end up there?
you think he would be, but that's the trick. Is like Donatello's the one who's like inventing new bongs and stuff. The Michelangelo, they'd be like, just go get some pizza, man. Leave us alone. You're annoying. And so then he needed pizza money, so he did Cartoon All Stars, I assume.
Wait, was Shaggy a part of that special?
No, it was. I think Garfield, and they threw anybody in. I think the government was like, you don't have to pay taxes this year if we're allowed to use your cartoon characters. And they were like, absolutely. I don't like paying taxes.
Finally. I hope it was. I know if Garfield was in there, it was Heathcliff in there. The crossover of the century.
Oh man, how come that one hasn't happened?
I want to see Heathcliff and Garfield in the same cartoon. I want to see Heathcliff fuck up Garfield so badly.
The final battle.
I think I read that Jim Davis didn't even give permission for Garfield to be in there, which I don't know. So I don't know how Garfield got in there.
What, he's just watching TV one morning. He's like, "What the fuck is this? I don't remember this."
And they were
Jim, remember? Oh yeah.
Maybe it's like they sell the Garfield license, so they like own his TV appearances and whatnot.
They own his soul now.
And they played it on every network on Saturday morning. Like you couldn't escape it that morning. It was like 11 o'clock or something was on ABC, CBS, Fox, syndicated stations.
Wait.
And then when you're a kid, they play it. They're like, it's raining. Let's watch Cartoon All Stars for the 5th time.
And didn't the president open it?
Yeah, the President Bush opened it. And then if you lived in a different country, that prime minister, whoever the head of the government there, would open it instead. Because they sold it worldwide.
So there's alternate versions of Cartoon All Stars for each individual country. I need to see this now.
I mean, just the intro. I don't think the rest of it was different. Maybe they redid scenes with like Australian cartoon characters, and they're like, "Good day, mate. Don't do drugs" or something.
They put in obscure cartoons Americans don't know, like Asterix and Lucky Luke and all those cartoons we don't know about.
Shark Street.
Street Sharks. No, everyone in America. I can still vaguely remember Street Sharks.
If you see sharks in a fucking tree, you run. You don't fuck that shit.
There was always a Ninja Turtles ripoff in the early 90s.
And if we're talking about sending stuff to outer space, do you think they sent a copy of All Stars to outer space to get like redubbed?
I hope
to be awesome.
I mean, like I know they send like one of the Beatles songs out in space, like a signal. Like maybe they're transmitting Cartoon All Stars in space, so none of the astronauts or any aliens from any other countries like. Aliens from other planets do any drugs.
Well, aren't all like TV transmissions go out into space? So somewhere in space, if someone has a TV antenna, they're probably watching Cartoon All Stars right now.
Yeah, I mean, how far does a TV transmission go?
It just keeps going, apparently.
I mean, I remember that episode of Futurama with a single female lawyer where apparently a signal from like 1999 went on to the year 3000 and it was still transmitting somewhere. So it's like, if we go out in space long enough, will we find like a channel that airs stuff from like 1995? Because I want that.
I think theoretically, because that's what I saw at Cosmos, and they were saying that it just keeps going on and on forever. But
we need to some scientist needs to find that or maybe there's someone out there who has taped every single TV transmission ever since like the VHS was invented.
And he's like, hey, free cable.
I want to believe that's a thing. Somebody has an entire archive of a single channel every hour of every day.
Wow.
Maybe it's Max Headroom. Maybe Max Headroom has an archive of that one channel he hijacked.
Those 5 seconds he hijacked. What other crossovers were good?
Oh yeah, I just got reminded by the All Stars that there are no more Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh yeah, that happened. No more. Okay, another news report that we forgot to talk about. Saturday morning cartoons are dead because the CW's cartoon block that ended, and now unless you have actual cable, none of the public channels have any cartoons.
But that wasn't like the cable stuff is just they're just playing cartoons because that's what they do. It's not like it used to be where it was a special block, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. It's sad, but if you watch the CW towards the end, it was like nothing to be proud of. It was pretty.
I mean, all they have now, I think all they had on their final run was like reruns of Sonic X, Justice League Unlimited that was censored, and Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know.
Yeah, Justice League
Unlimited, but it was like a censored version. They cut out a lot of punches and stuff.
They had Spectacular Spider-Man because I was DVRing that off of Saturday morning cartoons.
That was the only way to watch.
Speaking of Sonic X is off the airwaves for good now. Rest in peace, this shitty Sonic anime.
After years of constant reruns, Sonic X's reign of terror ends.
And then Sonic Boom is set to premiere November 8th of this year, so...
That's going to suck too, so...
So Sonic will never leave television, ever.
He'll always be with us.
They're making that Sonic a movie now, so I bet they're probably going to maybe stop doing the shows, wouldn't they?
Well,
theoretically.
Maybe it's going to be like a cross-promotion with the movie and the TV series.
Well, I guess in the 90s, they had two different cartoon Sonics running simultaneously, so...
Yeah. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea.
They, speaking of that movie, though, we've already talked about it, but it's going to be live action and CG.
It's like
the blue
live action
blur. The blue blur.
Oh, Jim, have you seen the Sonic fan film by Eddie LeBron?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Basically, it was this really crummy-looking CGI Sonic who has, like, hair on him. Like, he's already blue, but he has, like, quills of hair on top of him, and it just looks like this brush on top of Sonic. And they don't call him Sonic, they call him the Blue Blur. The Blue Blur.
So, yeah, basically... go on.
Oh, is that like a rights thing that they call them the Blue Blur?
It's kind of like one of those things like The Dark Knight or...
Yeah, or Man of Steel where they're trying to be edgy and serious.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. I hate edgy and serious.
It's by Steve Urkel.
Oh, yeah, Steve Urkel. They got Steve Urkel to do the voice again.
Yeah, they did.
For the week.
He was good.
Yeah,
I liked him as the voice.
Yeah, I always picture Urkel as the perfect voice of Sonic.
I don't. I think Ryan Drummond.
Get the hell out. Was Ryan Drummond the Sonic Adventure?
Sonic Adventure. Yeah, Sonic.
Oh, man, this is happening.
Oh, yeah, this is happening. Look out, you're going to crash. Classic.
He gets points for trying, god damn it.
Yeah.
It's the best voice.
Damn, was Sonic in any crossovers to get back on topic?
Sonic.
Isn't he in Smash Brothers?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, Smash Brothers is the biggest crossover thing ever, I guess. Did anyone place the new Smash Brothers? Because I don't own a 3DS. I've been borrowing them.
Yeah, I own a 3DS and I cannot beat 9.0 difficulty on classic mode.
I did because I'm not a noob, but yeah, some games have like flaws. They have like tiny flaws that like Smash Run sucks.
I heard like Little Mac is like the most unbalanced character ever. What?
Yeah, because in midair he's total like fucking irredeemable garbage, but then on the ground he's like the best character.
So it balances out.
Kinda.
I mean, I remember the first exposure to Smash Brothers was that old commercial one where they're just frolicking through the flowery field, and suddenly I think Mario just decides to just kick Donkey Kong. Like, I mean, he started it, and suddenly this is what happened. This is how Smash Brothers started.
Yeah, basically, that's the whole origin of the game.
If you think about it, though, Mario probably had a lot against Donkey Kong back from the first Donkey Kong game.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was bound to happen that those two are going to fight.
Well, Donkey Kong kidnapped Paulina, not Peach, and then Mario decides to kidnap Donkey Kong's son like an asshole.
No, he kidnapped Donkey Kong, and then Donkey Kong's son had to save him, and he was trying to kill Donkey Kong's son.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, that is fucked up.
So in reality, Mario's a fucking poacher, and he needs to be stopped.
These guys are assholes.
Mario can hold a grudge like no one. Just ask Luigi. He's dark. He's a dark guy.
Like everyone seems so happy. Like they're bad. Everyone's all bad guys at first, but sometimes we're like, hey, you want to go karting or play tennis together? And they act like they're fine, but they freaking hate each other.
Yeah, they're pissed off at each other.
I mean, they know as soon as Mario has the chance, he's gonna lightning bolt them.
Like
they just know it.
When the camera shuts off, they're just like, "Fuck, I hate these people. I'm going to my trailer."
God damn it! Why do I have to work with fucking Bowser of all people? Son of a bitch!
I'm not sharing a go-kart with Wario.
Fat fuck.
Another crossover Sonic was in comic books, which is Mega Man and Sonic.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, wasn't there with the Archies?
Yeah, and Sabrina, the Teenage Witch.
Awesome.
Wait, Sonic was with Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Yeah, and a bunch of Image Comics characters.
I remember when the Punisher decided to visit Riverdale with the Archies.
Oh, speaking of...
That's my favorite crossover.
I want to know the context of why that happened.
No, guys, you don't understand. There's going to be an Archie crossover with Predator.
What?
I've heard about that.
Yeah, they're literally going to let the Predator loose on Riverdale, and they're going to kill all the Archie characters one by one.
Wait, are you serious? Is he actually going to kill him?
Not fucking joking. I'm so fucking excited. I want to see the Archie characters die. Yes.
We already killed Archie once. Is there really a Predator crossover with Archie? Please tell me it's true.
I'll get the article right now.
No, it can't be.
Yes.
This can't be a thing.
I hope so.
Jim, back me up here, man.
No, I heard that too. I seriously have heard that they're doing an Archie and Predator comic.
What are they gonna do together?
Man, people own that character.
It's Predator just killing all of the Riverdale characters.
They are not gonna make that a comic.
Yes, they are. I have the panel transcript right fucking here.
They're just gonna go get milkshakes together or whatever Archie does.
It's gonna be like Scooby-Doo.
Predator and Archie are gonna get milkshakes?
That's what I assume. I mean, what could they possibly do together?
Because I would read that comic. That sounds hilarious.
Either way.
Let's see. Let's read this stupid article and see what the hell they're thinking. What is this? What even is this?
It's a live tweeting of the or transcript of the panel that they went to.
This is our news source. Tweets.
Yes.
Our tweets are fucking news sources.
Yes.
Hey, CNN uses it, so it should be good enough for you, I guess.
We're blurring the lines of what is credible news sources, and here it is. Tweets.
Here.
You are the credible source.
Fine.
So does it really say that they're gonna kill each other?
Yeah. Here. Fine. You know what? Here.
Too long didn't read. Come on.
Have this then. Fine. From the official Archie website. Dick.
Okay, that's a better source.
Oh, Archie Comics and Dark Horse. Yeah, this is happening.
Finally, just what I wanted.
Well, Dark Horse doesn't have Star Wars anymore, so they've got to do whatever they can to keep in business.
Yeah.
They have Avatar.
Here's Archie the stupid waffle-haired asshole.
Didn't Archie waffle?
How's his hair waffled? What's that mean?
Look at the side of Archie's head. It's kind of like a waffle. He has tic-tac-toe markings,
It's like his parents shoved him against a waffle iron when he was a kid, and it just
like his parents didn't love him. Oh yeah, it is a waffle thing.
I mean, kinda. Maybe like an Eggo. Yeah, I guess so.
Are there any other types of waffles besides Eggos?
Homemade.
Let's talk about waffles.
Yeah. Lego my Eggo. Wait. Archie met Kiss?
Yeah.
What the? Is
what are you assuming Kiss has some sort of artistic integrity or something?
No. But please tell me if is it the whole band Kiss or is it just Gene Simmons?
It's the whole band, I'm assuming.
Okay, hopefully.
Otherwise, they just say Archie meets Gene Simmons. What are you, dumb?
Because it always seems like Gene Simmons is the only member of Kiss.
No, it's him and Paul Stanley are the only two, and then they just replace the other guys every 2 years or something.
What?
Ouch.
Damn.
No, they do. They've had so many members of that band, right?
The magic's ruined now. The magic of Kiss.
Like there was any magic to begin with.
Like, I remember, like, in 6th grade, like, on a field trip, my art teacher said, "Oh, yeah, Kiss, those guys are a bunch of sellouts." Like, he was just talking about how they were just marketing whores.
Well, it's like someone once said the famous quote about Kiss is that most bands wanted to be the Beatles, but Kiss wanted to be Coca-Cola, and that sums them up pretty perfectly, you know?
Yeah, that is them.
Because they like made Kiss coffins, they've made Kiss anything they can put their name on, they will do it.
Yeah.
They have no bones about it.
They have Kiss, the pinball game, on PlayStation 1. You can play a PlayStation 1 video game based on a pinball machine, based on a band. But also, Gene Simmons is a playable character in a Tony Hawk's Underground.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can skate as him and Iron Man in the same game.
Yes, finally a crossover for kids.
Yeah, Tony Hawk had the best crossovers because you got Iron Man, Kiss, and Tony Hawk all in the same game together.
Was that in canon for Iron?
I think so, yeah. I'm sure it's canon. I'm sure it's canon with the Tony Hawk franchise, so it's perfect. Because they had, like, a lot of the weirdest bonus characters. They had Spider-Man, Wolverine, Darth Maul, Jango Fett, Shrek. They had fucking Shrek in one of the video games, skating.
There's only can use the song All Star.
Oh, disappointingly, they did not use All Star.
What the fuck?
No, they had Lil Jon, the main guy from Green Day, as a skatable character. Everyone.
The main guy from Green Day. Yeah, that's my favorite.
So, okay, what other crossovers? Because I don't know how we got onto this topic. Let's talk about the greatest crossover of them all. The one that combined a real-life human and his wacky rabbit sidekick. One of the greatest part animated films of all time.
Space Jam, baby.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam.
Damn, get up and jam. Bugs Bunny was so hilarious.
Get up, it's time to slam now.
You know,
It's funny.
They still have the Space Jam site from the 90s, I believe, is still up, isn't it?
Yes,
Oh yeah, it is.
I mean, although it's kind of disappointing because I clicked on that website. I'll link to it below, and it says news updates, and like there hasn't been a news update. I'm so disappointed.
Well, I always wanted a Space Jam 2, but here was my idea for Space Jam 2, is that LeBron James would be the villain, and Michael Jordan and whatever the Looney Tunes were called, and they would have to defeat LeBron James and the evil monsters. That's what I always wanted Space Jam 2 to be, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Are you ready to slam the best, Michael?
The greatest jam of them all. Aren't they really making a Space Jam 2?
No, every time they say there's an announcement about it, the people who own the rights are like, no, that's not true. They always shoot it down.
We are not making another one. One was enough, and it was perfect. I remember I had the VHS tape, and it came with a collectible coin, and I still can't find that coin anymore.
I mean, it was a movie based on a TV ad.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of commercials of Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny, and they said, hey, turn that into a movie, a full theatrical movie.
There were so many T-shirts of that ad. It made so much, like everyone had a Bugs Bunny and Marvin the Martian and Michael Jordan shirt in the mid-90s. So it was gigantic. So they had to do a movie, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to like a flea market or something, you'll still find like T-shirts with like Bugs Bunny and like gang attire with the other Looney Tunes and maybe Michael Jordan.
So funky fresh.
I don't know why they didn't turn that into a TV series where they made the Looney Tunes gang members.
I mean,
Luna Gangsters.
I mean, Lunatics, they did Lunatics like there's no integrity left in the world. They can do anything with the Looney Tunes.
Have you seen Lunatics, Jim?
Oh, was that when they were superheroes or something?
Yeah.
Or what was that one?
They were
extreme superheroes.
I tried to forget that, but I have unfortunately seen the Lunatics.
The only reason that got made is because a year before that, Looney Tunes Back in Action was made, and it bombed, and nobody saw it. That was like the spiritual successor to Space Jam, and no one was ready.
But they took forever because Space Jam came out in 97 or 96?
95, I think.
95?
Yeah.
Oh, well, but then Back in Action came out in like 2003. So the kids who were in first grade when Space Jam came out were like not into seeing a sequel to that by like 8th grade or however old they were at that point, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if someone's like into something when they're elementary school, like around high school, they're like, ugh. But by the time they're in college, then this nostalgia like breaks in, and that's when you can cash in on something.
Because they had like the guy who did Back in Action is Joe Dante, who directed Gremlins, and he's a cool director. Like theoretically, that should have been a good movie, but the parts I've seen of it were pretty bad.
I heard terrible things from that thing, but I think they play it all the time on either the Hub or Cartoon Network.
That's like a Hub movie, if I've ever heard of one.
Oh, all right. As we're recording this, the Hub channel, today's the final day of the Hub channel. Tomorrow it's now Discovery Kids.
Wow, that quick?
Yep. I mean, I remember the Hub channel premiering on 10/10/2010, and here we are, celebrating its funeral.
4 years later.
I need you to play the end of Evangelion's Come Suser Todd for me, just for a That's Cruel Angel's Thesis, you moron.
Close enough. No one's actually seen Evangelion.
Wow.
All the people on Tumblr who reblog Evangelion gives her a bunch of posers.
Yeah, I'm a poser.
I mean, look at me. I got Evangelion on N64. What do you people have, huh?
Sega Genesis.
That's not Evangelion.
Uh-huh.
That's Sega Genesis, not
Close enough.
Neon Genesis.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I bet you don't even have a Sega Genesis.
Do you
yeah.
like Evangelion, Jim?
No, I'm like, I need to watch more Evangelion. I've never watched very much of it.
Do you still watch cartoons, Jim?
Oh, I watch a lot of cartoons. That's like half of my DVR is watching cartoons. If I didn't have a DVR, I wouldn't watch as many because they all come on too early. But, you know, I watch pretty much everything. Well, everything that's good.
What are your favorites right now?
Gravity Falls, Gumball, Spectacular Spider-Man, but that's not a new show.
No.
Wait, you've saved Spectacular Spider-Man on your DVR?
No, they were playing the reruns on Saturday morning, and then I just started DVRing them because I liked it, and I was like, so that's pretty much how I'm watching it, like old repeats of Spectacular Spider-Man. I've like always watched Adventure Time and Regular Show since they started. I can't think, Sanjay and Craig. People have gotten mad at me for watching Teen Titans Go, so maybe I shouldn't.
Everyone's pretty mad about that show.
I've gotten messages that said like, it makes me depressed that you watch Teen Titans Go, and I was like,
sending you that message.
I was like, it was an anonymous message. I was just like, oh, okay, it's like a show I watch while I fold my laundry sometimes. Don't get too upset. I mean, let's calm down a little. But
you know, watch Steven Universe.
The what?
Steven Universe.
I'm actually, because I'm reviewing all of Studio Ghibli right now, and I heard that Future Boy Conan was a big influence. So I was like, well, I'm gonna watch Future Boy Conan. So since my DVR is pretty full of other shows, I'm kind of like saving Steven Universe. But I want to watch Steven Universe. You know,
it's good.
I hear it's really good. I'm like kind of kicking myself because I feel like I'm piling up episodes at this point. But after I watch Future Boy Conan, like as soon as that review goes up, I guess everyone will know I'm probably watching Steven Universe at that point.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's a weird reason to give, I guess, but that's my honest reason.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been meaning to like watch the movie Aliens, the series. Then I can play Super Metroid because I'm so fascinated by Super Metroid's ambience that I need to see the inspiration first.
You know, sometimes I think it's better to do that, but you know, sometimes I can't wait. So we'll, you know, I'm weird like that. If I can watch the inspiration behind it before I will, just to give myself like that kind of perspective, you know. But you know.
Okay, so anyone know any other crossovers?
Are we gonna talk about the Family Guy thing, or should we?
All right, that happened.
Yeah,
the
that was
Family Guy.
So
the Family Guy and the Simpsons crossover.
The Family Guy Simpsons Smashtacular is the best crossover ever.
We did it. What's he doing here?
No. Family Guy hits Springfield. This Sunday at 9, 8 central on Fox.
The death,
that was Family Guy
the death
episode.
of Fox Animation.
Well, you know what's really weird about the whole thing is when I looked it up, it's not a special, it's an episode of Family Guy.
Yeah,
It's considered an episode of Family Guy.
And like none of the writers of The Simpsons worked on it. It's literally just a Family Guy episode with the characters of The Simpsons in it.
Although a lot of Simpsons fans hated it, but I'm sure like Matt Groening is rolling over in his bank account right now.
No, he was fine with it from what I read. He was like, him and Seth MacFarlane were both. Well, I mean, Seth MacFarlane, of course, was okay with it.
Well, I'm sure they gave him enough money, and it's like, here, Matt, here's a bunch of money.
It's really strange because he was so against the Critic crossover, and yet
he wouldn't even be credited in that.
he refused credit, and like now all of a sudden he's totally okay with it. I just feel like the integrity of The Simpsons is gone, so he just doesn't give a shit anymore.
I want to believe that he was forced to do it because I'm pretty sure, like, South Park said that they got like a basket of fruitcakes or something because when they made fun of Family Guy, saying thank you so much for making this.
Yeah, what happened was South Park made an episode making fun of Family Guy, and the Simpsons crew sent over a basket of like fruitcakes or whatever to South Park and saying thank you for whatever.
I think it was Kingdom 2. They sent it to.
Yeah, but let me explain the Critic crossover. Back in like the 90s, there was another show called The Critic about
Jay Sherman, the Critic.
What's the voice?
John Lovitz.
John Lovitz. Yeah, John Lovitz, that guy from the Benchwarmers, the rich guy, which that's all I know him from.
Oh, really?
Before my generation, I guess. He was that.
Oh, okay.
He was that father in Rat Race on Saturday Night Live, also, I think.
And he did voices on The Simpsons also.
Oh yeah, but what happened is that it was a show on, I think, either ABC first or Fox, and it didn't do well, so they sent it to Fox, I guess, and as a cross promotion, they told Matt Groening, hey, we want to have a crossover between The Simpsons and The Critic. Can you do that? And he's like, I don't want any part of this, and Matt Groening was so furious that he was like, I don't want my show becoming an advertisement for The Critic, and it got to a point where he's not even in the credits to the episode, nor the audio commentary in the DVD commentaries.
Wow. Yeah.
It's funny because I saw that one recently, and it's like the Family Guy Simpsons one is mainly about just those people meeting. That's like what the whole episode is about, so it's really boring. But the Critic one has this whole film festival plot that's really funny, and it's really not just about the Critic meeting the Simpsons. It's like about a whole bunch of other stuff. So it was like, I think the Critic Simpsons one might be my favorite because it's like a funny episode and it organically works. You know, there's a reason Jay Sherman's there. Like the Family Guy Simpsons one is but the Critic Simpsons one is like really funny. Like that Barney short film is hilarious.
Oh, I prefer that what's called Old Man Gets Hit by Football.
Oh, yeah.
Hans Moleman Productions presents Man Getting Hit by Football.
This contest is over. Give that man the $10,000.
But I mean, you're right. It is organic. Because when I saw it when I was younger, I didn't know The Critic was a TV show, so it just fit. I didn't know The Critic was a show until way later when I was at Walmart and I saw on the DVD shelf like The Critic on DVD, and I was like, "What is that? Isn't that guy from The Simpsons?" And I was so confused. Oh, wait, before we get to the Family Guy Simpsons crossover, there was another Simpsons crossover with the X-Files.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone forgets about that episode.
Yep. Aliens.
Yeah, the one where Homer decides to walk out into the forest for some reason, and he just sees an alien, and he contacts the people from the X-Files to help him out.
That one was a better one, too.
Anyone have anything to say about that episode? Am I the only one who liked it?
I don't remember it.
I remember seeing it a long time ago, but I barely remember anything of it. I remember it was really funny, though.
Yeah.
And that it was Mr. Burns, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Mr. Burns, and Mr. Burns as an alien, he was saying, I bring you love. And Lenny says, he's bringing us love. Let's kill him.
It was also when The Simpsons was like pretty, was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas
like season 9.
Yeah, it's like not like The Simpsons now, right?
Yeah, although what I liked about the episode is the early part of the episode, it was very ambient. It was just the characters saying what they're gonna do after Friday, and there was no music. I just liked the ambience of that episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to explain. And also, it did cameo Donkey Kong in that episode.
Yeah. That's where like people are like, Donkey Kong, you're just not the same anymore. And then threw the barrel at him, and you're like, he still got it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what time. I don't know when exactly that came out. Like, was that before or after the Super Nintendo games?
I think it was during, if memory serves right.
I mean, Donkey Kong basically disappeared off the face of the earth before Donkey Kong Country came out.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, let's talk about the stupid Simpsons Family Guy crossover. What did you all think of it?
I know why it didn't work. It didn't work because like the characters are too kind of similar in everything, and it's not really interesting. I think crossover worked when the two series are like completely different from each other. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because I've talked multiple times on this show how much I hate pretty much anything Seth MacFarlane makes. So,
I mean, honestly, I thought it was enjoyable, but I still feel like a lot of the Family Guy parts were just too, it's that typical tries hard to be offensive for the sake of being offensive without actually having a joke. Like when they just have Peter run over and he's just a pile of guts.
Mm-hmm.
Family Guy with that episode, it was too Family Guy. Like if it had been a real marriage of the two shows, but it was just, I don't think anyone really wanted to watch a Family Guy episode with The Simpsons in it. They wanted to watch a real marriage of the two, and they didn't do that at all. They just wanted to have,
I think the closest thing they had to that was the Meg and Lisa subplot.
Yeah, that was maybe the best subplot of all of them, because the Bart Stewie one was weird, and the Homer Peter one,
whatever, really.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people were saying like how they were saying how the Lisa and Meg parts it showed that the difference between Family Guy and Simpsons, that Simpsons you actually care about the characters, and Family Guy is just being cruel for the sake of being cruel.
Yeah, which I guess is fine. I mean, as much as I harp on Family Guy, I also kind of find it annoying that like, oh, you have to care about characters and shit, but like, just do it in a way that's funny, because Family Guy doesn't do it funny.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes it does, but then other times it's like, wow, that's too far.
Yeah, about that scene that made like The Simpsons not feel like The Simpsons when Peter says, "Shut up, Meg, no one cares about you." Why didn't Homer or anyone say anything like The Simpsons side?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it made more sense if Homer stepped in for that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was probably like a pacing thing, like it just would have totally put the show to a halt, but because we have too many important things to do. Yuck.
But I did like the courtroom scene. Basically, what happened was, if no one watched it, is Homer and Peter argue over which beer is better, Duff or whatever Peter drinks.
Peter beer.
And they say, hey, Duff beer is just my beer, but only with a different label, or the other way around. And it just becomes this big self-aware discussion of like, the Simpsons beer is gotten stale, and the Family Guy beer is just a cheap knockoff of it, and it's just this self-aware parody. But I love the celebrity cameo in that.
Didn't Ukinojoe make a parody of that with the beer too? You remember that?
There was an animation of by Ukinojoe, and look it up, of the Simpsons meet the Family Guy, and was that what happened? Like there was already a beer comparison.
Yeah, like Peter was like, "Here, try my beer," and then Homer drank it, and he was like, "It's all right." And then he said, "It's lukewarm at best. It kind of tastes like my beer." And then they got mad at each other and they started fighting.
Wow, so he predicted a major plot element in the Simpsons Family Guy crossover.
Same show! Me wife, you wife. Me family, you family.
That whole Family Guy talking about how they said that how Peter was talking about how if it would have been 13 years ago, he would have quoted what had happened with him to his friends and not stopped talking about what happened to him in Springfield. And there are too many moments like that. I wish they had just like made it like it made me feel like Family Guy's really insecure about The Simpsons. Like they really think they should be the top cartoon show or something.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I think Seth MacFarlane keeps like hammering in saying, "Hey, we didn't win any Oscars or something."
Or the Emmys.
Yeah, Emmys. Yeah, because like there was in that one of the scenes, Homer and Peter are fighting, and Homer opens up what's it called? One of those things.
It was just like a closet opened up, and there were just tons and tons of Emmys, and he started throwing them at Peter. It was like, I think, when I was watching it, I was thinking like, the funny thing is the primetime show that is kind of the successor to The Simpsons is really like South Park, not Family Guy. Because South Park's won Emmys, and Trey Parker and Matt Stone have gotten all the respectability that Seth MacFarlane wants, but they're not like big attention whores like Seth MacFarlane is. So I feel like that would have probably made a lot more sense as South Park Simpsons one, but South Park would never do that. So
that I said yesterday, I think.
Yeah, and the scene with with that scene with all those Emmys, Peter says, "Hey, I never got any of those." And there was another thing like a while back, they sent out like, I guess, press copies of Family Guy to the press for Emmy considerations, and on the card it shows Stewie looking at an empty trophy case and saying something about how it's really starting to hurt our morale that we don't have any Emmys. It's like, at this point, it feels like Seth MacFarlane's begging for some Emmys. Like, please, I have all this money, but I want some Emmys, please.
Well, maybe if you had some talent and you hack. I'm sorry. I really hate Seth MacFarlane with a burning passion.
Please give me some Emmys. I'm so alone. All I have is my money.
Yeah, it's a hugely successful show. He should be happy. And the Emmys are kind of dumb anyway, so who cares,
I don't know, but I think it's just Seth MacFarlane being desperate about this stuff. But hey, the Simpsons are going to do another crossover soon.
Futurama.
Yeah, one with Futurama and one with their past selves.
If they do it with their past selves, are they going to finally release a DVD of all the Tracy Ullman shorts? Because that's what I would really like.
I really hope so, yeah, because that's the only thing that's not released, except for maybe some shorts that are on a few DVDs that are scattered about, but no actual collection of the Tracy Ullman shorts.
Or like do a marathon on FXX or something. That would be cool, but I'm sure they won't. They might. Maybe it's a rights thing. I don't know.
Is there like? Oh well, actually, yeah. That I was thinking about that the other day while I was at the gym. Like, The Simpsons, one of the most successful shows on TV, The Simpsons, is a spinoff. Like, I don't know why, but that always just kind of like struck me as a really weird thing.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting it is a spinoff of that. But yeah, maybe FXX should do another Every Simpsons Ever marathon. This time with the Tracy Ullman shorts and shove in anything else Simpsons related. All the peanut butter commercials, a let's play of the video games, every single video game.
Oh yeah, the Nostalgia Critic Let's Play Bart's Nightmare, dude.
Oh, no, please no. And also footage of the Thanksgiving float of Bart Sim, whatever they can find, like
how to draw Homer Simpson, how to draw the Simpsons.
Literally every single thing ever, and just shove it in there.
Are they doing like a Treehouse of Horror marathon around Halloween, or have they announced that?
I'm sure they are. Yeah, I'm sure they are going to do that, because they've been having every night like a whole bunch of Simpsons episode playing, and I'm sure they're going to do that.
I mean, other than the terrible aspect ratio, I kind of like when they do marathons like Bart Gets a Job or just Krusty episodes or anything like that. It's been, I don't know, it's kind of nice. It's like, oh, cool, a little marathon of just this one character or something.
Yeah. Although, yeah, that aspect ratio thing, how they cropped out some of the episodes. Okay, for anyone not knowing, when they played this Every Simpsons Ever marathon, a lot of the episodes of The Simpsons were cropped out to fit widescreen footage. They were either cropped out or some scenes they were stretched and it looked so obvious and it really hurt the presentation of it.
Well, they like stretched it out and then they cropped the top and bottom off.
Yeah, it all looked like sometimes it just looked like a disaster.
I heard they cut visual jokes that wouldn't work when they messed with it aspect ratio wise. But I don't know. I don't have any evidence of that.
Well, I was there seeing it, and some of them, they were mostly preserved, but if it's something like it was being panned across a screen, sometimes the jokes went by too fast because they were being because the camera was swooping and they had a even shorter camera. I can't even explain it.
They actually, I noticed that in other channels that syndicate The Simpsons, they had already been doing that for the last couple of years, like stretching it out and cropping off the top and bottom. So at first, when I watched the marathon, I actually thought they restored it and it looked better because that's the way I've been watching it for a while. And then when someone explained it to me, I went, "Oh, I get it." But they have been doing that in syndicated Simpsons for like at least 2 years. It's just nobody noticed until the Every Simpsons Ever marathon.
Yeah, I don't know when exactly they started doing the widescreen thing. Anyone have anything nice to say about the Family Guy Simpsons crossover?
The car wash.
Oh, that scene with the car wash.
That was,
That
I don't
happened.
know. Whoever's idea of that, I hope they're in a lot of therapy or something, because that was just really disturbing. And when I first watched it, I turned it off and I was like, I think I'm done. I can't do this anymore. It was horrific. I mean, what was the point of that? Just to be like, oh, look how offensive this is. I guess it's because it's Family Guy writers, not Simpson writers. So
yeah, that's the thing.
It was shock, basically.
They had to waste time for that. How long was it?
It's an hour.
Yeah, they had to waste time for an hour.
I have to wonder what would happen if it was a crossover with the Simpsons writer writing this.
Oh, well, it'll probably have like the Simpsons versus Family Guy. Those guys.
They left the window open, like a Simpsons writer said, maybe in like another 10 years we'll do the opposite. But then at the end of the special, the characters in Family Guy said, "Oh, I don't think that they'll never come to Quahog. Like that'll never happen." So who knows? I kind of wanted a Critic joke based on their other, like how in the Critic spinoff, Bart's watching the Flintstones meet the Jetsons, and they make that whole joke of it. I thought they would do like at least reference that joke, but reference like the thing with the gorge, which was like, okay, that's a weird episode to reference right then.
Well, they referenced it like in the movie also, that gorge episode.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I actually like that joke where Peter's saying, "Oh, we're gonna make it," and Homer says, "Trust me, we're not."
No, that was all right. It just didn't. It was kind of like I guess I was kind of hoping for a Flintstones meet the Jetsons joke, but I guess they're like, "Oh, we shouldn't do that."
I mean, they referenced Bob's Burgers, and they insulted Bob's Burgers, saying, "Why do we have to like drag this guy along? He can't fly on his own."
Yeah,
Bob's Burgers doing better than both of them.
It would be funny if Bob Burgers like pull out their Emmy in front of Peter, and Peter just start crying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's another thing.
Yeah.
I think Bob's Burgers just has the respectability that Family Guy doesn't get. So
maybe in 10 years, if Bob's Burgers is still running,
they'll probably have a shit ton of Emmys and stuff, and Family Guy still have that one pity Emmy.
I mean, they should have they might as well just like cross over with like Alan Gregory or Sit Down and Shut Up and all those other shows nobody remembers.
Let's not talk about that. That show,
okay,
it's weird as shit.
Well, hey, other crossovers, unless, huh?
Oh, should we talk about the Flintstones meet the Jetsons, or?
We'll return with the Jetsons meet the Flintstones on Cartoon Network's Cartoon Theater.
Yeah, I can still barely remember that.
Same.
So when that aired, I really remember being like 4 or 5 and being like, "No, Mom, Dad, this is a big deal. The Flintstones are meeting the Jetsons. Like, I don't care what's going on in the real world. I have to watch this momentous occasion of the Flintstones meeting the Jetsons." And I tried to watch it recently, and it's really awful. But I will say the one thing that's good about that is they try to have different plots for both the shows. So it's like you're watching 2 at once, kind of. And it's like that. It works a little better, but it's an hour and a half long. It's whoa. I guess when I was a kid, I had a longer attention span. Maybe, I don't know.
It's like it finally happened. The crossover of the century. I mean, I don't think anyone in the 90s had that. We never had Digimon meets Pokemon.
He had Ace Ventura meets the Mask, but that
I was watching that earlier today.
What?
Yeah, there was a cartoon of Ace Ventura and the Mask. Oh, and also Dumb and Dumber. That had a cartoon, too.
But Dumb and Dumber didn't... I always thought that was kind of a letdown. How come Dumb and Dumber didn't get in there too and had a multi-Jim Carrey crossover cartoon event?
Wasn't that a Cartoon Network show, Dumb and Dumber?
I thought it was CBS, maybe.
I don't remember.
Maybe it was syndicated on Cartoon Network.
I remember seeing it on Mexican Cartoon Network, and I know it had the exact visual style of Cow and Chicken. Back to the Flintstones meets the Jetsons. Because I think that was like the first major one. But all I remember is like they give Fred a jetpack, and he's trying to impress his boss by wrestling with pigs. I think that's what happened. Am I right? I can't remember it.
I tried to watch it last night and I fell asleep.
Yeah.
So it was like I saw them meet each other, and then it was like, and I'm out. It was like I couldn't get any further because it's just really.
Well, did the Jetsons have a time machine?
No, Elroy had a time machine, which I don't know why they're letting kids make time machines. That's really irresponsible. You know, what about the time-space continuum? Like, what about that, guys? It was for class. It was for his school. He had to make one. But it's like, why are you assigning that to kids?
Oh, this is just normal in the future?
See, that's the other thing. They don't act like it's normal, you know. But I did read it was the last time most of the original voice casts were all together. And then after that, I think Mel Blanc died and a bunch of the other people died or retired. So that was the last time you got to hear a lot of the original voices was the Flintstones meet the Jetsons.
Oh, yeah. There is that theory that the Jetsons are just like living above the Flintstones' home, and the Flintstones are just a bunch of poor people. I want to believe that's the thing.
Like it's a dystopian universe, like future or something.
Yeah, all the poor, you live in the Flintstones. Got money, you live with the Jetsons.
I always thought that it's underneath the Jetsons, it was so polluted, like in the Jetsons movie. Like they always kept like going up and up through the sky. But I always imagined when I was a kid, eventually the Jetsons, like they'd just be in space because the Earth would be so polluted or something, you know. But because it's supposed to be smog under there, right? According to the Jetsons movie, which was an environmental message movie, as I recall.
That reminds me, in a Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, they just opened up with like the Jetsons trying to raise up their house, and since their houses are those tower things, and it was like raining and it was flooding, and like they reached the maximum they could go, and the water was still rising, so some of them drowned, I think, and that's why they were trying to sue the company that made those houses.
Oh, really? I forget that one.
Yeah. I forgot Harvey Birdman was a huge crossover.
Hanna-Barbera did a lot of crossovers, like Laugh Olympics and the Scooby-Doo movies. Like they crossed over all the time.
I mean, I think the most notorious one was the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh yeah.
But then the Globetrotters appeared on Futurama, but it's not really the Globetrotters. It's just the Globetrotters are a team that just constantly gets rotated, so it's never the same people.
I think I saw the Globetrotters at this basketball game, and I was like, and they were like doing these jokes, like how instead of wanting to do basketball, they wanted to play football, and it was like a big sketch show. And I was like, come on, I want to see some fucking basketball tricks.
The best Harlem Globetrotters joke was the one where Krusty bet on the Washington Senators and kept getting mad. It was like, he's dribbling the ball right in front of you. Come on. Because there's that lore, and I've never seen a Harlem Globetrotters game, but I know supposedly in Harlem Globetrotters lore, the other team won once. And I've always wanted someone to make that game because I think that's really funny. That there's like one time the Harlem Globetrotters lost, right? I don't know. If there's a Harlem Globetrotters fan listening and wants to debunk this theory I have, I'm fine with that because I've never seen them. I just like them because I think it's funny that... I don't know.
They gotta be like
I should see them.
Show ever.
That's kind of like Glass Joe from Punch-Out. Like, apparently one person lost to Glass Joe, and he's still out there in shame.
He's dead.
Yeah.
I would probably lose to Glass Joe.
I mean, there was footage of, like, Mike Tyson playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out for the first time ever, and he could barely beat Glass Joe.
It would have been funny if he lost to Glass Joe, and that answers our question. He was the one. He was the one that lost.
You can't win, Mike Tyson. The video game realm is not for you.
But like, there was that footage recently. Pierce Brosnan was on Jimmy Fallon, and they had him play GoldenEye, and he couldn't play it. And I was like, wow, that's interesting.
That ruins your dreams.
He just collected the checks. He didn't. If he got checks.
Dude, if I was in a video game, I'd play the shit out of it.
Yeah, wouldn't you want to play it? I would want to play it.
I guess if you're not a gamer though, then.
Well, I mean, Pierce Brosnan's like it's like a grown man. He doesn't care about video games.
Yeah, he looked a little like confused that it was a video game. To be honest,
what the fuck is an N64 controller? Is this a letter 3?
I think he thought they were going to watch
dildo. What the hell?
Because if you were to give someone a Nintendo 64 controller when they never seen it, what would they assume from this thing?
It is a terrible controller.
In retrospect, that controller is pretty stupid.
I don't even care if I piss off any Nintendo fanboys. Just it's garbage.
I love Nintendo 64, but that controller is the worst controller. One of the worst controllers I've ever seen.
I feel like in the late 90s, everyone forgot about what good design was. It was like, I don't know what was going on with the air, but everyone just forgot about that until like the mid 2000s or something.
Yeah, I mean, I remember my dad, I was giving the controller to my dad so we can play Mario Kart together, and he would grab the left, he would put his hands on opposite sides of the handles of the N64 controller, and he would reach his thumb out to the centerpiece trying to control the car. He doesn't know how to hold this.
How the fuck do I control this shit?
It was such a horrible design, but the GameCube fixed everything, mostly.
The GameCube's too small for me. Must be my gigantic yaoi hands.
One thing I hate about the GameCube is why is there only one Z button on the side? Why not just make them 2 so they're symmetrical?
Yeah, Z1, Z2.
Yeah, that would have been better.
Oh well.
Yeah. What other crossovers are we talking about?
We're talking about crossovers?
Yeah. Hey, remember when the Ninja Turtles crossed over with themselves in different incarnations?
I like that movie. I have to admit.
Turtles Forever.
When I saw, I keep telling people about that. I'm like, no, they went into the comics with the 90s cartoon and the new cartoon. And it was like...
You gotta believe me.
I wasn't even a Turtles fan, and I saw that, and I was like, damn, this is great.
It's a real thing. You gotta believe me. There's turtles on the wing of the plane. Come on.
I mean, it was better than the new live-action movie. I can say that with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, the live-action movie was bad. It was okay. I thought it was fun, but it was a lot of stupid things in it. Like, there's a freaking mountain right next to New York.
Oh, yeah, well, there are mountains in upstate, so...
I mean, like, when they were trying to get from the mountain to New York, they just take the sewer. Like, I guess it just slides them back into middle Manhattan.
In that Turtles Forever, it, like, totally... I've told people about that who are just a little bit Turtle fanboys, and they've been into it.
Yeah, I mean, it was it was with the 2003 series, the 89 series, I think also with the Mirage comics, and was there anything else?
I think that by the end there were like at least 12 turtles, so I think there's another one, right? No, wait, that math doesn't work.
That episode was a perfect
crossover with the live-action TV series, The Next Mutation. Come on now.
Oh no, not that.
Oh, well, that crossed over with Power Rangers.
Yeah,
right?
it did.
That's like crossing over the 80s and 90s together.
80s versus 90s. Who will win?
Wasn't like Power Rangers Turbo? That was the second generation.
Something like that.
It's like the worst generation of each. Like, does anyone really want to have Turtles: The Next Mutation with Power Rangers Turbo of all things?
Well, didn't the Power Rangers cross over with like VR Troopers and the something else?
The Beetleborgs, I think.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't know if they actually did that. All their knockoffs, all the versions of their knockoffs.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles should have crossed over with Street Sharks.
Yeah, why didn't that happen?
That'd be awesome.
Why didn't the Transformers cross over with the Transformers with the fucking Rock or whatever?
The Rock Lords. No, they did. Those guys have a crossover. It was the GoBots meets the Rock Lords.
You can imagine a Rock Lord world where the forces of good and evil are fighting to survive, each sold separately.
rock lords, rocks that come alive, rock lords, fighting to survive, living rocks with strength and might, rising up to crash and fight, rock lords, powerful living rocks.
Rock Lords, Rock Vehicles, Rock Gnarlies, and Rockosaurs, each sold separately. New from Tonka.
The two rip-offs both together at long last.
Mattel owns the GoBots now, so they could actually do a Transformers GoBots thing.
No one wants a Transformers GoBots crossover ever. No one.
You know, I'm surprised another movie studio didn't go, oh, Transformers, those always make a ton of money. Why don't we make a GoBots film franchise? But I guess since Mattel owns both, they're like, no, we're not going to let a competing franchise to our amazing Transformers movies.
I'm disappointed they never made the Transformers that turn into buildings, like in Tom Hanks' Big.
Oh, yeah.
That would be the perfect disguise.
Well, yeah, but didn't Tom Hanks not like those toys in the movie?
We have him to thank, like, he was the one who stopped the building bots.
I bet they were literally in the corporate meeting in Mattel. They were like, no, these building Transformers are going to be huge. And then they're like, now let's go see Big tonight. And then they left the theater like shaking their heads like, God damn it. Fucking Tom Hanks, man.
Fuck you, Tom Hanks.
Stop throwing our fucking ideas.
Tom Hanks ruins everything.
Like they're just sitting around like, man, Forrest Gump just took away at least $20 million from my pocket.
They'll listen to Tom Hanks before they listen to us. This is a waste.
They have a burning hatred for Tom Hanks. Like, they have Tom Hanks' picture in their company wall. They, like, do
dartboards at it.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
They throw the actual dartboards at him.
Like they refused to see Tom Hanks, but like Big was the last Tom Hanks movie they saw. They're like, we're not going away. We're not going to see any, like, Castaway, Toy Story, nothing. They like refused to see them after their amazing building Transformer idea was shot down.
You want to put the building bots in Toy Story? No, thank you.
No.
They're like, if Hanks is there, I walk.
Yeah.
I don't care.
This place ain't big enough for the both of us.
I thought we were talking about good crossovers.
I don't know. Wherever it's going, somewhere.
I guess the Avengers is technically a crossover.
Oh yeah.
The Timmy Jimmy power up.
Yeah, let me talk about the Avengers, because it's like, who would have ever thought they would have a crossover that was built up over several movies like that ever?
I know, it was exciting.
It's exciting, yeah.
It just started out with Iron Man. Like at the very end of Iron Man, Nick Fury says, "Hey, you want to join the Avengers?" Okay, and that's how. And if Iron Man failed, that entire series could have never happened.
Yeah, and then the Iron Man movies just got consistently worse over time.
I like Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 was better than 2, but neither of them are as good as 1.
Yeah.
Although, at least Iron Man 2 had action scenes directed by Genndy Tartakovsky, creator of Samurai Jack.
Yeah, that's why I like it better.
That was like the one thing, too. Like, it was just the end fight with all the different robots, right?
Yeah, all those people are dead, but hey, it looked cool.
I wish they had like actually gotten him to let him design the robots, because they weren't his design. It was just his like blocking and shots and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I actually heard, apparently in the first Iron Man movie, Genndy Tartakovsky's animation team, the Orphanage Studio, they're the ones who did those face mapping things for Iron Man 1. You know, when you see the inside shot of the Iron Man suit and Tony Stark's face is covered in all these technological stuff, that's the same stuff that was used for Symbiotic Titan.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, because they did both for Iron Man and Symbiotic Titan, so I assume they recycled some things from there. Just modified it to look more Titan-ish.
Weren't you saying in the last podcast, Symbiotic Titan, they like won't let it air anymore ever?
Yeah, they got written off.
Like they won't put it on like Netflix or something, just nothing?
They can't... I mean, I'm sure it's on iTunes, but they cannot play it on TV anymore. No Adult Swim or Boomerang or Cartoon Network anymore.
I mean, you'd think they'd put it on Netflix because they have that deal in place already.
Yeah, but I don't know why, but
because it was a cool show. I mean, it was. I know. I think that's why Genndy left for Sony, is that they wouldn't do it. Well, now he has to direct Hotel Transylvania movies, so I guess
and Popeye.
Yeah. Well, Popeye. I'm excited for
Popeye though.
Yeah, it looks good.
But then it's like the worst part about watching that Popeye footage, because I've been excited for the Popeye movie for a while, and then I watch it, and right before he goes, I'm currently working on Hotel Transylvania 2, but after that, I'm like, oh man,
Get back here.
Why'd you say that? Like, that was the only reason I saw Hotel Transylvania. I was like, well, if this is a hit, Genndy can do whatever he wants after that. And then it turns out that's not really true. He's going to have to do Hotel Transylvania 7. And, you know.
It's never going to end. It's
just
that rolling up the rock up the hill and it falls down the other hill, whatever that was.
It's really disappointing. I always thought, like, Pixar would buy him up or something, but I guess Sony wanted him, so.
Yeah, and also Sony has Lauren Faust doing a Medusa movie.
Oh, really?
My Little Pony, the new series.
Yeah.
So they're just getting, like, whoever's from Cartoon Network. Like, eventually, I'm guessing, like, I don't know, maybe the Van Partible. I'm hoping Van Partible, the creator of Johnny Bravo, is going to do a cartoon.
I mean, if you don't get with Pixar, you probably don't want to sign with DreamWorks, because they don't really treat people that. Like, their directors don't seem to have as much freedom.
Oh, with Sony. Oh, yeah, okay. Hotel Transylvania is Sony Pictures.
No, I know it's Sony. I'm saying, like, DreamWorks, I feel like they don't give their directors a lot of control. They, like, it's pretty corporate, it seems. Mm-hmm. And, like, Sony, it seems like they kind of leave you alone. So maybe that's why they're going over there.
Yeah.
Which is strange because their productions their movies kind of suck.
No, yeah, they're
very mixed.
Hotel Transylvania, I don't, like, totally hate, but it was kind of like, I don't know. I never really fall in love with any of their animated. Well, is Lego Movie Sony, right?
Sony, I think.
Or is it Warner? No, I think it's Warner's.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm so confused at who did what.
Yeah, I don't know.
It had to be like Warner Brothers because it had Batman in there.
Yeah, it was Warner Brothers.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was Warner Brothers because it had Batman and also Speed Racer, because I guess they still have the license to Speed Racer after that film bombed.
Yeah. Oh man, that movie was cool. I wish that I saw that in IMAX. And blew my mind. I was like, this is amazing. How can people not want to see this?
Yeah, it's all the colors. I'm sure people...
But is it as good as the Smurfs movie? I don't think so. Speaking of that, though, I think they're rebooting it already.
What? Which one?
Rebooting
Smurfs?
Yeah, I think, but it's going to be all CGI, and it's not going to be like the super realistic with, like, you can see their pores.
Well, the Smurfs make a lot of money in Scandinavia. The Smurfs are like a big thing, and that's like how those movies made a lot of their money is Scandinavia.
What, really?
Yeah, no. It's like in Scandinavia, two of the biggest cartoon characters are like the Smurfs and Donald Duck comic books. Like for real, it's really strange.
Didn't they like paint a town in Scandinavia all blue for promotion?
Is this?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't hear that.
It was some town.
Is this the same country that worships that girl mouse?
Some bombs go slipping in the trash, but these two fleet dudes are boxing your ass. There's no place to build or hem up spun, but you know what else is fun. Chip and Dales, MMORPG, chip and Dales with extreme PvP. Oh no, it never fails once you're elite. That all the noobs will fall to your feet. Chip and Dales, MMORPG, chip and Dales made by Cosby. And this game is not run by the Nazis because you don't lose your XP. Chip and Dales, MMORPG, chip and Dales when you're hungry. Chip and Dales.
Yeah, there's a cult of people who worship, I think it was Gadget from Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
Wait, the Chip and Dale show?
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Here, let me Google it.
I'd never heard of that. That's the I mean, I used to love Chip and Dale. I haven't watched that in forever.
Me too.
So since every like people who got like fired or their show canceled go to Sony, that means we're gonna get a Johnny Test CGI movie made by Sony. Anyone?
Please, no.
High five? Anyone?
Let's see. Russian cult worships female cartoon character.
Johnny Test movie?
This is where I belong.
Why does it have to say female cartoon character? What's up with that?
I think it makes it extra creepy, I guess.
Oh,
like
okay.
they want a sexual desire for this cartoon.
It's just she's such a weird character to pick. Like, oh man, and these people look like they would have a cult around her. Like, look at some of these people.
Why not? Why this character? Why not Scrooge or the pilot from what's that show with the bear?
Why not Zipper? He's adorable.
Tailspin.
Yeah, Tailspin. That ridiculous spin-off of the Jungle Book that has nothing to do with the Jungle Book.
I like this. One of the pictures is this guy next to. They have this banner of Gadget, and this guy's playing the guitar, and I imagine he's singing like their hymn. Their cult hymn. They sing about Gadget from Rescue Rangers in Russian.
Oh,
he's like, yes, I am going to play this song for our great Gadget hack wrench.
This is for Chip and Dale's, the NES video game.
Oh, I bet they play that. They have to play that.
They sing songs about how they want to have sex with Gadget.
It's like the greatest character on Rescue Rangers.
Wait, as you go down, this gets like creepier and creepier. Like they're in the snow with torches. I'm not, for anyone who's just listening to this, I'm really not exaggerating anything. They're in the snow with torches, with a banner of her, and then there's a picture of them holding up the torches with a banner of Gadget from Rescue Rangers, and they're kneeled, and oh my god. There's no animal sacrifice. Is this going to get worse as I go down?
They're going to cut open a rat.
I don't want to read this article because I would like to sleep tonight.
I'm going to link this stuff in the description, but they're going to cut open an actual rat or whatever these things are and just throw the organs at the poster of that character.
This is why people think we're at the end of days, because of cults like that. That is...
I like to imagine like this cult was made up as a joke, but then people took it seriously.
Yeah, oh yeah, like it went way too far, and like the guy who thought it was a joke like tries to avoid them. Like, oh my god, I can't believe he just wrote a bunch of funny crap on a piece of paper, and then a month later he goes, wait, you guys got that was a joke, right?
Nope. And he actually got people worshiping this thing.
They're like, so do you want to hold a torch or...
I like how in this picture of the torches, they all have like, they're not even like makeshift torches like you'd see in an angry mob. They're like garden torches you buy at Home Depot.
Yeah, like tiki torches. Like, well, you know, in respect, I bet if Gadget had a cult, she would ask them to have tiki torches. So I think they were just being respectful of their weird god.
I mean, we could start our own cult with a female character like Raven. I think that could work.
But wasn't Gadget... Okay, so she was in Rescue Rangers, but wasn't there a character that looked almost exactly like her in Tailspin, just like how Hanna-Barbera made like 58 different Scooby-Doos and stuff?
No, but I know the guy from Darkwing Duck is in there. Crash Pilot? What was that guy's name?
Oh yeah, he was in, the guy Crash Pad from DuckTales was in Darkwing.
Quash McQuack or something?
Yeah, he's like the Jay and Silent Bob of the series. He just appears everywhere in that universe.
I don't know. How did we get on?
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, crossovers. What do you guys know?
That's a crossover into creepiness.
Yeah. Okay, back to freaking crossovers. The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, where Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner unite at last.
Leading into the hit video game.
There was a video game?
Nicktoons Unite.
That's not canon. That is not
It is
canon.
so canon. They reference the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour in the game.
Damn it.
It's like the Zelda timeline.
But what's cool about this crossover is that they switch art styles. Jimmy Neutron's two-dimensional now, and Timmy Turner is in 3D.
Yeah, and it looks awful.
Yeah, they both look awful, but I liked when Jimmy first went into Timmy Turner's world and like he was completely flat that he fell over as a cardboard cutout. That joke works extra well because like Butch Hartman's style is very flat. Like these characters do not work in 3D because I have the video game of the Timmy Turner video game. I don't know which one.
Yeah, they're all cel-shaded, but it still looks garbage.
Yeah, although the game was pretty good, but the cel shading was terrible. They did not work in 3D.
Cell shading did not get good until the last generation was 7th generation, right? PS3, Xbox.
Yeah, I don't know. But Wind Waker's the best looking cell shading game ever, I think.
Yeah.
I think the Naruto Shippuden games look really good cell shaded.
So it doesn't exist.
Yeah. That don't count. Naruto doesn't exist.
Naruto's ending in 5 weeks or something.
Oh, yeah. Naruto is going to end in 5 weeks, the manga series, which I didn't know was still going. And also, Bleach is going to end, the TV series on Toonami. It's going to end this November, I believe, and it's going to be replaced with Dragon Ball Kai.
God, we're done with the news, so here's 3 more news bulletins.
Yeah, it's over. Anime's gone. Oh, I forgot one news bulletin. Hatsune Miku was on Letterman.
Oh, yeah.
That was amazing.
That was bizarre because, like, of all the late night shows, his probably appeals least to people who actually know who she is.
Like, these poor grandmothers watching Letterman are just like, what the fuck is this Japanese crap?
I feel like he had her on because he thought it was funny, not because he likes bizarre kind of bits and stuff like that. So it was kind of within his wheelhouse, but it felt a little strange. Like, it probably should have been on Jimmy Fallon. Like, she could have played with the Roots.
Yeah, you could tell David Letterman was just so bewildered.
It's like, what is this? Is this what the kids are into?
I feel like that's the show where he went, yeah, it's probably a good thing the show is ending.
You know what? I don't care at this point, but bring in a cartoon character to perform. Whatever.
It could have been better shot. It was like kind of like they didn't really know how to shoot her, kind of. They just kept the camera, wasn't really moving around as much as it usually is for a musical guest.
Yeah, let me explain for anyone who doesn't know. Hatsune Miku is a cartoon character singer. She has no real voice actor. People type in lyrics and she sings. I explained it in the top 10 animated bands video, but there was no person on stage except for her performers, but Hatsune Miku herself was there as a hologram projected on a piece of glass.
Why couldn't they get gorillas?
Yeah, I'm sure they had gorillas at one point on there.
Speaking of, though, what was the song in English or was it in Japanese?
That's what I keep hearing, like nobody knows.
I thought it was in Japanese, wasn't it?
I didn't understand what they were singing.
But I heard somebody on Tumblr saying, oh, look, this English is horrible.
Oh.
I don't even remember what song they were singing, but I just know a lot of people hated it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of, most people had never heard of her before that, so it was just to them, I think, bizarre. You know, it wasn't like a great introduction.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, people on Twitter were just like, why is there a cartoon character on Letterman? No one knew how to respond to this.
Why didn't Letterman do a little bit with her before she started singing?
Yeah, I think they're trying to bring Hatsune Miku to America. Like, I remember a year ago, they were trying to introduce her with Toyota commercials.
Yeah, they brought over a rhythm video game, which I'm still wanting to buy because her songs were catchy as shit.
They're just trying to shove Hatsune Miku here, and there's like, come on, America, look at this thing. It's a cartoon character. It sings. Don't you want this? And nobody seems to want it. Only anime people and normal people are just like, what is this?
So that was the greatest crossover ever.
Hello, everyone. I'm Scott, president of Domino's Pizza. Have you heard of Hatsune Miku? Today, I'd like to announce a new collaborative project featuring Hatsune Miku. Domino's app featuring Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku exists in a software called Vocaloid. Vocaloid enables you to produce songs. A character named Hatsune Miku sings the songs you create.
On to the next news report.
What?
No, I want to I'm going to edit this in so it all makes sense. It's going to be a mess to edit.
Good.
Oh, so we have to be in canon, so we can't refer to things we already have talked about.
Fuck it, just leave it in here.
Oh, okay.
Who cares? It's all ruined. It's a mess at this point.
The continuity is completely all over. This will be like the Pulp Fiction episode, and people will have to listen to it 3 or 4 times, and then they'll be like, oh, I kind of get what he was saying now.
No, we got to take it to Memento levels. We got to cut up this thing.
This will be backwards.
Yeah,
this will be.
backwards.
The news will be at the beginning, at the end, and the wait, does that? Yeah, and the Family Guy part will be at the beginning. Or the Jetsons?
Let's see how dedicated people are to watch this over and over until they finally understand it, just like Memento.
Okay.
I mean, that's a lot of editing. If you want to commit to that,
put it
I'm
back
not doing
and speed it up.
Yeah. What other crossovers?
Wait, I thought this was the news. Oh, this is
whatever. It's an editing mess.
I thought this was in CNN.
We don't know what's going on anymore.
The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour 2.
Other news. That Pharrell, that guy with the stupid hat, he did a song about anime. What's his song?
Well, he's liked anime for a while. He was going to do the Voltron movie score if that had happened. Like, I think in 10 years ago, he was talking about doing the music for the Voltron movie, but that never happened. Yeah, I remember reading that he was going to do it, but the only cartoon thing he's really done is the Despicable Me movies. He's done the scores for those.
But what was that song? Was it called It Girl?
It Girl.
The song that he made with the anime characters.
Oh, that one, that person, that fucking creepo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is called It Girl. Yeah, look up Pharrell Williams It Girl. It's just him basically playing like a Japanese dating sim, and he's preying on all these like most likely underage anime girls.
They're like 50.
Oh man.
Him and Kanye West, I know, are both big anime fans.
Yeah, Pharrell's into weeaboo animes, and Kanye West is into Akira and cool animes.
Like I remember on his Twitter account, he complained about someone's video of the top 10 anime movies, and someone put Spirited Away, and he was like all upset. He was like, "Now Spirited Away is good, but it's not the best one." And I was like, "Whoa, Kanye."
He was saying like Akira should have been there, and like
probably.
I mean, for all we know, Kanye West could be watching this right now.
And just fucking pissed off that we were saying right now.
That fucking pan pizza.
Akira's overrated bullshit.
Don't say that.
Say things that'll piss off Kanye West.
No, don't say that. He could be listening.
I mean, I like Akira.
No, I do too. I was just joking.
Oh.
Akira's a really good film.
Yeah.
It's one of the best animated action films of all time, and like it's like a cult film.
I mean, how many times have you seen like the motorcycle shot, the one where the guy is skidding across, and and a bunch of other animated TV shows reference that scene?
Yeah, they did that GIF. It was like everything was like, didn't Adventure Time did it, and Ninja Turtles, and like all these different shows. It looked that's a cool like GIF series where they show everyone.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch like Batman Mask of Phantasm, there's several shots ripped from there.
Yeah, there was every time I think of Akira, like the first time I saw it, I had to tape it off the Sci-Fi Channel like late at night.
Wow.
And then I woke up, and before I went to school, I was like, okay, I'm going to see if this worked. And I just watched the beginning, and I got to the part where the motorcycle drives over that guy's arm and you hear it snap. And I was like, oh, I know what I'm watching when I get home. Because I was like, that was the coolest thing I'd ever... You can never do that in a live action movie. Is like that. The shots in that are insane. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's no more. You can't. That was always the excitement, like hoping like the VHS tape recorded what you wanted at night.
Yeah, it was always like, I was always worried like, or someone would change the channel or turn it off or something like that. But that's how you used to have to get anime, because if you were in middle school then, you had to go to Blockbuster and basically beg your parents, and they'd be like, but this says you have to be over 18. And I go, no, Mom, Totoro isn't an X-rated movie. It's like a kid's movie. And they're like, but you're like 12. Why do you want to watch a kid's? You're like, just never mind. Forget it. I'll just tape it when it's on Cartoon Network or something.
Fuck this. I'm waiting for it to air on TV, hopefully one day.
Like now it's like so much easier that you can just find a torrent or something. But then like you had to like basically beg and plead.
I remember my cousin used to tape over like Adult Swim in like 2001, and it was just a tape of several days worth of like Aqua Teen and Trigun and Cowboy Bebop. And it was like, damn, this anime's hardcore.
Yeah, that's the thing that I haven't watched as much anime as I used to. Because when I used to watch it as a kid, it would be violent. And then it became like, I guess, androgynous and like gothy and all this stuff. Like, I just can't like, I used to watch it because you'd be like, whoa, I can't believe they're getting away with this. And then it became like, oh, I can't believe they're getting away with this. I don't know. But I'm a little out of it currently, so that might not be a justified opinion.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of moe animes that really float to the surface. Like, okay, you know that thing about what's his name, Miyazaki saying, I fucking hate weeaboos and otakus. Yeah, because that's what's selling in Japan mostly, just all these merchandise based on like moe animes, like pillows and things meant to sell merchandise. Like, he just wants to tell a good story, not this stuff.
I think it's because him and Takahata are like so much into pushing the medium forward, that anytime they see stuff like that, they have like an adverse reaction to it. Because they're like, oh man, I did, we did Grave of the Fireflies. We've done stuff no one, people wouldn't think an animated movie could cover. And then you're doing this. Damn it.
I didn't die for this.
Yeah, it's like, but I mean, they shouldn't be so I don't know. Sometimes I feel like he's like the old man who's like, oh, I don't like this 3D animation. Get away.
Damn these kids and their love pillows. What happened to real women?
Yeah, I think Hayao Miyazaki is a little bit too jaded, but that's just me.
I don't know. We don't know what's going on over there exactly, but
nothing right now.
I mean, I'm sure he's very mad that these things are the things that sell the most, and it's kind of hurting the anime industry when they're trying to make money and everyone's trying to pirate their stuff. It's more about merchandising rights.
No.
That's what it is about, I guess.
Well, that's funny because I believe Studio Ghibli kind of were saved financially by Totoro dolls in the early 90s. So, it's a little ironic.
A little hypocritical, as it were.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's complicated. Were there any major anime crossovers?
I don't think
Naruto, One Piece, and
no, that was Dragon Ball, Toriko, and One Piece.
Wasn't there a crossover video game that's coming out? It's like a fighting game.
Yeah, that's already out.
What? And it's not in America.
Does like Imagination Land, that South Park count?
Well, there were knockoffs of crossover characters.
No, I saw Wario. This flat out Wario in the background.
Yeah, I saw him. He was in the background. That counts for something. I mean, I know Imagination Land was going to be a theatrical movie, but they just made it a special.
Yeah. Because I just didn't feel like it, I guess.
I do remember Martin Mystery and Totally Spies crossing over. The problem with that is that never came to America because Cartoon Network had Totally Spies and Nickelodeon had Martin Mystery, so they could never air the crossover.
Huh.
Two French animes combined at last.
What crossovers do you want to see, you guys?
Well, a lot of people keep requesting for like Adventure Time meets regular show, but Pendleton Ward says not gonna do it. No crossovers unless it's a T-shirt.
Regular show should only cross over with something like Gumball. I think Adventure Time it wouldn't really work. Like Gumball could because you have so many different character designs, so it wouldn't seem too out there. But
Problem Solvers in Secret Mountain Fort, awesome.
No,
obviously.
The lowest ratings possible.
Or you could do Gravity Falls and Wander Over Yonder. That would probably make sense.
Yeah. Oh wait, that reminds me. They were gonna make a Gravity Falls episode where they go into Labyrinth with David Bowie.
Why didn't they do that?
Apparently Disney thought none of the kids would get it or something. But
because that's why they're doing the Shaun of the Dead crossover with Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah. Well, isn't that just one scene or?
Well, I think so. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, maybe if they tailor-made the episode of Gravity Falls so any normal person can understand it, that's how they can get away with doing a Labyrinth episode. Mm-hmm. But they didn't do that because like they think kids are not going to get it or something like that. And Alex Hirsch really wants to see that.
I mean, I think they probably could because didn't it come out recently? They're doing a sequel to Labyrinth.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I don't know. They've talked about that so many times. Like, who knows? But I don't know if Disney owns the rights to that because they own Muppets and some stuff. But that might be Henson, so it might have actually just been a rights issue thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know anyone who works on Gravity Falls. So
yeah, I mean, basically what it was going to be about is Mabel, like I guess, falling in love with David Bowie's character, and Dipper's being like very paranoid of I think goblins or something.
Oh, that could work. I'm a little sick of the Mabel falls in love with stuff plot line. They like overdid it in the first season. Like I kind of I don't know. It's like I would like a season without Mabel falling in love with anything but the pig.
Oh yeah.
Well, I remember I only saw the first episode of Gravity Falls, and even I'm sick of it.
How dare you?
No, I meant of the love thing with Mabel. I like Gravity Falls. No, I just haven't seen much of it.
I remember this other crossover involving Disney. It's when Lilo and Stitch crossed over with Recess, American Dragon, The Proud Family,
Kim Possible.
And the weird thing is that Kim Possible stayed in her own art style. Everyone else stayed in their own art style when they went into Hawaii with Lilo and Stitch.
Did that so Raven crossover?
No, but that'd be weird if they bring in a live action person in there.
Oh shit, you guys just reminded me of something.
That's
Sorry.
so Raven, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
You guys just made me, I'm sorry, I know I sounded like I just passed a kidney stone, but Jesse, the live action comedy show on Disney, is crossing over with Ultimate Spider-Man.
The crossover I was waiting for.
Exactly.
I mean, I remember back when Disney bought out Marvel, like people were joking like, is the Jonas Brothers going to be on the X-Men now? But here, that kind of thing actually happened. The sitcom Jessie jumps into Spider-Man's world and they unleash like some witch lady after 1,000 years of being encased. That aired yesterday and I was like, this is a thing?
Wait, did the Jessie episode already air?
Yeah, I watched that yesterday and I was like, who asked for this?
How was it?
It was an episode. It was like, why? There were like aren't these characters just in like a sitcom, a family sitcom that don't really have any special powers or anything?
I mean, sitcoms have always crossed over, but with a cartoon, it's just like, I don't know how that would work. Like,
was Urkel in a crossover cartoon?
He was in a crossover he was in a jetpack and he flew out of Family Matters and landed in Step by Step.
He gets a fucking jetpack now?
Well, I think Urkel did so many different weird things where but wasn't it by the end, the last episode is him in space with Carl. And if you that would be a good one, watch the first Family Matters and watch the last one. And it won't make any sense. Like, how did this show go from this family comedy that doesn't even have Urkel in it to being entirely about Urkel in space? I think there was that Key and Peele sketch about it recently, about how Urkel was so big and he's threatening Carl Winslow with mind powers.
I need to see that. But yeah, they just found this one character that became really successful and they just took off with it, kind of like Gur with Invader Zim.
Yeah.
Except they canceled the show before Gur could take over.
No, Urkel, that show went on for 10 seasons and wound up on a different network. I mean, Family Matters would not die.
But Urkel will live on.
Yeah.
Never go away. Oh, Nolan will BRB. Uh-oh. Hang on. Let me, I guess we should take a break. Let me get water.
What?
Okay, now. Let's just pretend this never happened. We lost some recordings.
Oh my god. Pan, you fucked up.
Ben 10 and Generator Rex. Remember that crossover that we talked about that we forgot to record?
No. Let's talk about the Roger Rabbit one.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about the greatest crossover ever. The one with the real-life human and his rabbit partner in a cartoon world. Space Jam.
No, we talked about that.
Here the second time.
Yeah, this joke doesn't really wears off after the third one. It wasn't that good in the first place. Yes, Roger Rabbit. I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but Mickey Mouse and that other guy,
Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. I keep forgetting his name. Bugs Bunny.
Are you serious?
Had to be on screen for the same amount of time, the same frames. And that's the only way they would have done the crossover, if they had the same amount of frames on screen.
Well, I think they were nervous. Warner's was nervous because it was released by Buena Vista.
Buena Vista.
Buena Vista. Because that's how you're supposed to say it, I think. So they were nervous that their characters wouldn't get good slots. But I mean, they're kind of right, because it was mainly Disney characters throughout it. It's like Betty Boop and I think Coco the Clown has a small cameo at the end, but it's really largely Disney characters. And even the Donald Duck and Daffy sequence, they needed to make sure they're both on screen equal amounts of time, But they didn't do. There's a lot of classic cartoon characters who aren't in it. No Hanna-Barbera. Was Tom and Jerry in it?
No,
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. Disney's kind of like that. They like to pretend that they basically created animation and stuff. So it's kind of not surprising that they would do something like that. To be like, Toonland is pretty much everything we've done and everything else doesn't count.
Disney's a bunch of selfish assholes.
Yeah.
They tell people Snow White's the first animated movie, and it's like not, but it's like it's better for them because they're like, look how powerful we are. We created all this stuff.
Isn't it like the first theatrical animated movie or something? Or
is what?
Is it the first like theatrical standalone animated movie? Like it wasn't a short released in front of other movies?
No, there are other ones. There weren't too many, but it was the first like really financially successful one, and I think it was the first color one.
Okay, well,
it was still like a first. It was still a first, but it wasn't like the first.
Yeah,
I guess.
I think Disney has the power to change history. Like they can change the history books, and no one will tell the difference.
That they usually get away with it.
Well, mostly because their empire is fucking humongous. They have news networks, and sports networks.
They control the media, basically.
Well, the biggest thing they control is like if you ask anyone who created Mickey Mouse, they're not going to say iWorks. They're going to say Walt Disney. And that's like the biggest fuck you, I think.
Yeah, I think they stole Mickey Mouse from Jack Kirby, I think. And no one will ever know.
I didn't even know this. I'm learning that right now.
No, we're just making it up because
but they did steal it from iWorks, but they didn't.
Yeah. There was actually this there's this show on Comedy Central called Drunk History where they talk about the history of Mickey Mouse, and it was by what was his name? He had a stupid name.
Who? The guy?
I don't know.
Stupid name guy.
Some other guy helped create Mickey Mouse or something, but
his name's iWorks.
iWorks, yeah.
He was crazy because he literally the first three were pretty much primarily just animated by this one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But you should check out the first three Mickey Mouse shorts are like pretty cool because they're like he's not the safe Mickey Mouse we know now. So I'm sorry, we're like way off Roger Rabbit at this point.
Was the first one Steamboat Willie or were those lies?
Well, it's a little confusing, but Steamboat Willie was the third one made, but the first one released. So but Steamboat Willie was the first cartoon with synchronized sound.
Yeah. So the other ones were unreleased until later, but
they were like they put out Steamboat Willie and it was huge, and then they're like, oh wait, we have these other cartoons and let's just put sound in them, and then they kept the brand going.
Yeah, that reminds me, like someone was contacting me through Tumblr, and this guy had leaked a bunch of stuff for this Roger Rabbit movie that was gonna like the prototype of Roger Rabbit before.
I heard about that with Paul Rubens was the voice of Mickey Mouse. Of Roger Rabbit. Yeah, he was involved because it was in development for like 10 years.
Yeah, it was a completely different movie before. But yeah, I really got to talk to that person and see what else he has leaked.
That thing like leaked like publicly. I thought that was like, or he leaked it himself, or
well, I don't know. This person's telling me that he worked on The Thief and the Cobbler Recobbled edition. And he just had these connections to people who had all this resources of unreleased movies. And I'm just really fascinated by any unreleased animated projects.
Yeah.
I think that's all the crossovers we have to say.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been going on for a good 2 hours.
Yeah, let's get into the questions.
Oh boy.
Does anybody understand what this duck is saying? I've worked with a lot of wisecrackers, but you are despicable. This is the last time I work with someone with a speech impediment.
If anyone has any questions, put them in the comments below.
Also, do we still need topics?
Oh, yeah, if anyone has any ideas for topics, throw them in. But I guess next week we'll talk about Halloween specials or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to do a Halloween podcast for sure.
Yeah. Let me read this first. It's not a question, but Braxton Nunjo says, I want to thank you guys. I'm in the hospital, and you guys calm me down and help me get through my surgery.
Aww.
That's nice.
Glad
I actually like that. I like his screen name. That's a cool screen name.
Yeah, Braxton Nunjo.
I hope you're feeling better, man.
Yellow.
I can't believe
better.
that.
Yep.
From all of us at the Pizza Party podcast.
Not me.
Fuck you, Pan.
Let's see. Next one. Philip Matthew. What do you guys think of smut art? From tasteful to downright nasty.
All of them are great. Next question.
Well, I draw it, so...
Yeah. Well, I would never draw smut, cartoon smut, or associate myself with anyone who does that. I don't know what anyone's talking about.
Oh, Phantom Blacklist.
Uh-oh.
Let me just pull that blog up. Dude.
My art blog. No, I had an art blog called Nacho's Rule 69 where I posted all my smut, but I realized, yeah, maybe this is not a good idea. Maybe I should keep this hidden.
I remember when you first started Phantom Blacklist and you would post fan art and be like, hey, check out this really cool place called RebelTaxi. He's a cool reviewer.
Or I pretended it was someone else, like the Drizzle.
Yeah.
Who is the Drizzle?
Yeah. In other news, Pan is a giant fucking loser.
Yeah. But going back to that question, Bruce Timm draws smut art, and a lot of people at Titmouse, I think. I forget who exactly, but if Bruce Timm does it, he has this book called Naughty or Nice, and it's in the same style of Batman, the animated series, but it's a bunch of pin-up drawings. So if Bruce Timm does it, it's totally okay.
Uh-huh. Mm.
Yeah, he draws porn of Harley and Joker. I've seen it. It happened. He created Harley Quinn. He got his OC on TV, so...
What about you, Jeff? Do you draw smut?
No, I can barely draw, so...
A likely excuse.
Like when I was younger, it was like, I can't draw hot chicks. What am I gonna do? And here I am. It's like, yes, I can draw my own waifus.
Loser. Next question.
Yeah. Let's see. Nick Montioa. Question for the podcast. If you could kill off any character from a cartoon, who would you kill? And what would you guys call your favorite... Oh, wait. Let's answer the first question first.
Benny from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
You mean a Bendy?
Oh, yeah. Bendy, yeah.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
And Finn from Adventure Time.
There are so many to pick. I can't...
I think I would kill any character that's like the media in a cartoon, like J. Jonah Jameson.
I just like... I can't pick one.
Maybe like all of Family Guy. Can you do that? Is that breaking the rules?
Well,
who's gonna take over Family Guy?
Well,
it can just be shots of the sets.
I was thinking of saying that, but I didn't want it to be too obvious.
Yeah, I guess the shots of sets could work. It could be like one of those like Christmas DVDs where it's just like a roasting fire. It's just footage of a roasting fire.
I mean, they could keep the music and they could still be cutaways, which would make even less sense.
But there'd be cutaways in other places.
Cutaways of other places.
I want to kill the little bratty character archetype. Just to, like, take them and, like, punt them off the side of a building, watch them go.
Like that kid from King of the Hill, rotten old bones, that kid who messed with Hank.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that kid.
Yeah, that one kid.
Or Angelica from Rugrats.
Angelica's not so bad. I kind of wanted her to succeed.
No, Han, you idiot. You don't understand.
Like, it's like, I'm tired of those babies winning all the time. Let Angelica win and defeat them. Oh, wait, I remember Angelica did kind of win. It was that episode of the Rugrats where they all pretended to be superheroes and they defeated her. But at the very end, they just show that they were just making pretend. But at the end of the episode, they zoomed out outside the house, and you see Robot Angelica still there as a giant over the house. And at the very last frame, she strikes lightning onto the house, and that's where she won. She finally won.
She must be stopped.
Wait, she won in one episode?
Yeah, apparently, I guess that counts.
This is terrorism on a grand scale, and we must stop it.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
we should have talked about the Our Real Monsters Rugrats crossover.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah, I just know that the Rugrats went into a haunted house and they just like opened the door and there's the real monsters right there.
Yeah, 5 seconds of cross.
What's weird is that when they opened the door, the real monsters, I think they were on the TV screen was the Rugrats and what they were doing.
Oh yeah, that was a weird meta moment.
Yeah. But I remember they just made friends with the real monsters, and Angelica came out saying, okay, if you guys don't listen to me, I'm going to call up all these monsters, but eventually all the real monsters just ganged up on her, and they just scared her out.
Oh, I thought they killed her.
No, but that could have been interesting if they just ate her.
Why did the Rugrats crossover with Rocket Power?
What?
Oh, the cast of Rocket Power. I want to kill the cast of Rocket Power.
Yeah. I'm with that. That would be...
Otto needs to die.
Otto. We need to kill Otto in the most gruesome way possible. That little bastard.
Does anyone even, at this point, like Rocket Power outside of the nostalgia factor? Like, it seems like a show everyone hates. Even 90s kids hate that show.
Because the show was stupid.
It was so extreme. Oh, that reminds me of this thing I saw earlier today. It was apparently Guillermo del Toro of Pan's Labyrinth and Pacific Rim Hellboy was going to do a Disney movie of the frog and the toad, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he refused to do it. You know why? It's because they wanted him to have the frog skateboard and do radical phrases and stuff. This was 2003.
They wanted him to be more Poochie.
Yeah, like this is what happened. This is what happened after the X Games and Tony Hawk became popular. This was his fault.
I really hope in the meeting the executive went like, now what if we made this more Poochie? Like, this isn't Poochie enough. Just think of Poochie. That's what we want to do, but not ironic.
Yeah, we gotta have Tony Hawk voice the frog. The only way it'll work.
Boom Boom Sabotage was a huge success. We need to have this happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the main reason why in Tarzan he's designed to look like he's surfing on the vines, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which actually worked, but I don't know if giving a frog a skateboard is a good idea.
Oh yeah, Tarzan did do that, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of the whole movie.
Although his feet must be toothless beyond belief.
Yeah, he has Flintstones feet where he can just where his feet have adapted to like being scratched by glass.
Never mind. I was going for a joke and then I totally lost it.
Yeah, but any characters we want dead, who's there to kill?
Rocket Power, Finn.
Danny Phantom's dead. They killed him.
But he'd have. Okay, yeah.
He's
okay.
technically we should kill Casper. Kill him again.
Yeah, kill Casper. See what happens.
I was like, what was the Simpsons theory that Richie Rich killed himself and became Casper?
Oh, yeah.
Kids, could you please lighten up?
I love that. I was like, that's the best theory I've ever heard. I hope that's true. That should be that should be canon. That should be canon.
Simpsons created a fan theory. They did it. They were the first ones to make a fan theory of purgatory and stuff.
Simpson did everything.
Ed and Eddie's in purgatory. Don't listen to Pan.
Oh, and so this person's question is also, what do you guys call your favorite classic cartoon as in before 1990? Simpsons, favorite, that's a generic question, fuck it.
Simpsons is like a year before 90, so I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay.
Well, like how old is too old, I guess, with the classic. I love like early Felix the Cat, like the silent stuff, because it's just really bizarre. It's kind of like regular show in that it gets weirder and weirder and just keeps, but it's way more extreme and surreal. And then like, I don't know, Looney Tunes, like the classic stuff.
Regular show should end.
Regular show should end. It's gone on. It's like, I love that show like a little too much than it deserves, but like it's kind of gone past, it's like when I watched a season 1 episode and I was like, oh man, I didn't realize how bad it's gotten until you watch one of the first ones. You're like, oh,
It's very formulaic, a lot of the episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the same format over and over again. It's like Adventure Time and the other shows on Cartoon Network change. They don't do the exact same format every episode. In regular show, it's always like, oh, we need to set up the chairs, and suddenly they're fighting a robot video game monster. And that's like every episode.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's enter this contest and make sure no one knows that we fucked up.
That's happened too many times. Like, if they changed it one season, I would really at least respect them for trying, you know?
Although I do like when they actually develop a plot that's going on, I guess.
I liked when they got rid of Margaret. That was kind of interesting, but...
I'm happy because Margaret was boring.
You know how I want to see the show end is Mordecai mentioned that he went to art school, so I kind of want him to like go to art school, make an animated short, and then end up in Cartoon Network, and it just becomes a real meta self-insert of J.G. Quintel.
I always thought he was, because J.G. he voices Mordecai. I always thought Mordecai represents him, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean that's how I want it to end. Like if it's that much of a self-insert, that would be pretty cool.
Oh, what's the next? Oh, sorry.
One last question. Let's see. Hannah Blue Panda. Pan, what do you think of a legally blind disabled animator in the industry? Do you think it's possible / ironic?
Well, I don't think legally blind doesn't mean all the way blind, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Like
when people think blind, they think like it's all black, but like I think it's just really blurry and really hard to see and shit.
Yeah, like
I mean, if you can draw and make stuff on time, I don't see why that would be a problem.
I mean, John Callahan got into a car accident, and then he could barely draw with his hands, and he still ended up making Pelswick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think you could theoretically do it, you know, as long as you can. I mean, if you can make animation, why wouldn't you be able to? Just maybe don't tell them that in the interview, but that way, unless she misspelled that and she's legally blonde. In that case, I think she's okay.
Yeah, I mean, Beethoven was deaf, so why not a legally blind animator?
Yeah, why? I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would work. I don't know how bad their medical condition is, but as long as you can, if you're good, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I know someone who's writing. I don't know, has a writing disability. I don't know what it is exactly, but he's very close to getting into the industry. He was interning for at the time of Adventure Time and stuff. Ooh, so it's possible, you know, you can do it. Ooh.
Are you okay?
I guess that's all for the questions. Is that all? Should we sign off?
Questions?
Oh, unless you want more? Anyone want more?
I was like,
could do one or two more. I'm fine.
Yeah, if there was another one.
Metasonic543. What would your guys' final smash be?
Give me a minute. I need to think.
Lego fucking?
Wait,
probably. Sure, why not?
Wait, what's final? What does that mean?
Do you know Smash Bros?
In Super Smash Brothers, when you activate your special attack, and it's supposed to be like the screen wiping killing thing.
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the ultimate.
I didn't know that had a name.
I just call it Smash Balls, whatever those things were.
Smash Balls.
Yeah, that's Pan's final Smash Balls.
Maybe if it was like a jump.
I had this idea for a show called The Dick Busters with Adam and Jamie, where it's like Mythbusters, except every week Adam puts his dick on like a table, and he tells Jamie, "Ready, Jamie? Ready, Adam," and they just get a sledgehammer and they just smash his balls on TV.
Why would you do this?
Is that the first time you've said anything about dicks during this podcast? This episode? So. That's like has to be a record. Compared to the other two I listened to.
This is as far as I got in.
Penises.
Someone should write that if there's like a Wikipedia. Be like the longest time without dicks.
2 hours, 26 minutes without the editing.
Yeah.
This is how long I've been recording.
Incredible.
Yeah, I'm ready for Dick Smashers the show. No, Dick Busters.
I mean, it's a good name. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like a new object to smash someone's balls.
What about Ball Busters? That would have been
Ball Bust. Yeah, Ball Busters. I mean, I don't know. I guess they'd have to replace the cast every so often because I don't know how many times you can bust them.
Yeah, every week a new guys really want some fucking money, so they go up on there.
All right, who's next? Well, I guess they can get like some criminals or something. Like this is their punishment. Let's see. This week we get pedophiles. Let's see them get their dicks smashed right here on TV. It's like I think that could be a good future.
Yeah.
Special guest star the TV like movie Man with the World's Biggest Balls.
There's a real guy out there in this world that have 2 dicks.
Is there really?
Yes. I have the Reddit AMA right here.
Wow, he did a Reddit AMA. People wanted to know more about this man.
I am the guy with 2 penises, AMA. Both are 100% functional.
Animation podcast. This is what we're talking about.
This is about
God
anime.
bless us all.
This is. Does it work like the spread shot from Contra, where it goes 2 ways when he's peeing? Like, what direction does it face?
Well, there are pictures.
I don't want. No, I'm not ready to see that.
I learned my lesson with the weird Russian cult.
We've already gone into cults. We're not going into this. No. Damn. Well, would this be the end of the podcast?
Are we all good here?
Yeah,
I think
guess so.
This is as low as we ever got. We didn't even answer what our final smash would be.
Samus, I guess, because I'm a robot, I think, or whatever.
2-dick master cannon.
Yeah.
See, I was always Pikachu, so it'd probably be Pikachu's.
I would assume you, I don't know, use your Sparks can or whatever you always carry.
Yeah, well, it's like See, I was really good at Pikachu. I would like shake up the Sparks can, then throw it down, and be like, boom, and everyone would fall off the screen.
No, you get one of those, you get some rock candies and put in the sparks and you throw it. Like that one Simpsons episode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I like that idea. That would be cool.
That was the greatest episode ever. One with Homer harassed a babysitter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is the end. Who are you people?
I wish we ended the podcast with the guy with 2 penises, so again, end on the highest note, but...
Yeah, we should have him guest star.
Yeah, we'll message him. I'll message him for you.
I don't know. He might be kind of busy since he has 2 penises.
Yeah. What else could he be doing with those things? He's probably a busy guy.
Jerking off with 2 dicks. Jerking off with 2 penises all day.
There's so much more potential now in the world when he does that.
Yeah, I have hope. This is an American dream.
I would just imagine, like, most people are typing with one hand, but what's he going to do?
Yeah. It's like riding. It's like he's riding a bicycle.
Life is hard for him.
Yeah, this is the end. I guess my final smash would be using a giant pizza cutter. I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
I'm Ian Clone Courtley.
Close enough.
Me and Jim made the show called nockFORCE. It's pretty bad.
I'll kill you. Who are you other people?
Ken's throwing the shade today.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Ken?
My name is Nolan. I talk about dicks.
Oh, hey, I'm Jim.
Yeah, Jim. And I'm Pan Pizza. Good night.
Good night.
See ya.